And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to a special edition of Giant Sports Talk Live. Hey, how about that? Giants go out there and they made another move. News just broke that the San Francisco Giants and Luis Arraez have just come to a one-year agreement to be their second baseman. How about that? Holy crap. Something we're going to talk about, but it looks like the Giants infield is set. And we'll get a little bit more into this. So it looks like you're going to, of course, have Chapman at third base, Willie Adames at short, Luis Arraez, the hitting machine, right? At second base with Rafael Devers at first base. Looks like Casey Schmidt is going to probably be a bench player, which is fine, right? Come on, man. Come on. I don't mind. I said this the other day. I don't mind Casey Schmidt being on the bench. He's a good player. And he could spell some guys at different positions all across the infield, minus the catching, right? You still have Christian Koss, who is out there that can also, he might be able to play a little bit of outfield, to be honest with you. So I think our bench is starting to come together with this move of Luis Arraez. So there you go, man. Here, let me go ahead and bring up Twitter, because I want to see if there's any details on how much Luis Arraez signed for. Again, it's not a big deal. It's 1 year. It's 1 year. Who gives a shit, man? It's 1 year. Come on. The recovery. Ooh, someone's hyped. Thank you for the $2. Luis Arraez, baby. Let's go. I'm hyped. Okay. All right. That's good to see. Good. $12 million for 1 year. Okay. That's okay, right? Come on. That's okay. Hey, let's talk about this. All right. Talk about this. The Giants have made a shit ton of moves in the offseason, right? This is the highest one, right? $12 million as far as just this year. I'm not talking about the cumulative. For just this year, Luis Arraez is your biggest acquisition. Everyone else is at either 10 or 11. So let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Again, it makes this team's lineup that much better. The defense, okay, that's the elephant in the room, right? We got to address the elephant in the room. What is going to happen? Are you guys okay? Are you guys okay? Oh, neurotic, I see what you're saying, man. Dude, I'm telling you right now, if they are able to go get Framber next, man, dude, come on, man. Okay, but to get back to this, the defense. Look, the Giants, they hired Ron Washington. So make Luis Arraez be Ron Washington's special project for this offseason, right? I'm not saying that he doesn't work with anybody else, but in spring training, it would be nice to see him, get into the weeds with Luis Arraez, again, to make him a better second baseman. If he was able to do that with Marcus Semien, I think he could do that with Luis Arraez. Look, is he going to be some kind of goal? Is he going to transform him into a Gold Glover? No. But as long as he's a suitable second baseman, I mean, look at with Casey Schmidt, right? His range isn't that great, but no, he's got a good arm and he's got a good glove, right? We could all agree with that. Luis Arraez, long as he's serviceable at second base, look, I'll take it. Right? Come on. It makes the team better as far as the lineup is concerned. And let's talk about this. Luis Arraez is a guy that the Giants do not have currently in their lineup. They don't have a high contact guy. And that comes into play in the season. How many times last year, guys, did we see a situation where the Giants, all you needed to do was make contact? That's it. All you had to do is make contact. And what was the result? A strikeout. Okay. We all know that Luis Arraez is not going to strike out. He's going to make contact, period. End of story. That's what's going to happen. All right. So, and I think that's important to have that guy. Maybe he's going to be your leadoff hitter. Maybe the Giants have found their leadoff hitter in Luis Arraez. No? Are you okay? That's where I would bat him. I would bat him lead off. He needs to get on base so then the other guys behind him can knock him in. So why not? Why not? I don't know if you would want him lower in the lineup, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But the important thing is that, hey, the Giants are doing something here. And again, to answer the question, the Giants have made moves all over the place, and they have yet to drop a big contract. In this offseason, there has not been a big contract. Is it coming? I don't know. We're just gonna have to sit around and wait and see how this all pans out. Right? The recovery says that's why we got War on Washington. Coach him up. That's what I'm saying. $2. Thanks. The recovery. I appreciate that. And I agree, right? Everyone talks about Ron Washington and how he's going to help everybody. So no one can sit there and say that getting Luis Arraez is a horrible move for the simple fact everybody was praising Ron Washington because he could do with everybody else. So why couldn't he work with Luis Arraez? Of course he can. Luis Arraez, he's a 3-time All-Star. He's a 3-time batting champion. He's got value, man. Come on. Right? Come on. I'm okay with this move. I was okay if they went 2 years, to be honest with you. I would like to see a nice bridge that goes from Luis Arraez or who would have been. We'll say I would rather have Luis Arraez for 2 years and then have a nice little bridge to either Gonzalez or Hernandez. I think that would be fantastic. Come on. Hey, Anonymous, he talks about Wodos. Wodos is another guy. How did we forget about him? Man, that's bad on my part. Ron Wodos is another fantastic infield coach. You team him up with Washington? Yeah, I think they're going to get something done with Arraez. It's okay. It's okay. This is baseball. It's not home run derby. And I'm glad that the Giants got that type of bat in the lineup. Again, my whole bugaboo has been his defense. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Hold on, hold on, I'm getting text messages. Hold on, guys. All right. Dodgers are going down, says there. Hey, man, I'm not going to go that far. Hey, we got to play them. You still got to play the games. Don't get me wrong, but come on. All right, hold on. Let me see what else we got going on. Oh, ooh, look at this. Hey, look at this. He just posted this a few minutes ago. Let me bring this up. Alex Pavlovich. Devers, Eldridge, Arraez, Adames, Chapman should be one of the most dangerous infields in baseball. The Giants have wanted to move Casey Schmidt to a utility role. He can back up all 4 infield spots and figures to replace Arraez in late innings in a lot of close games. Oh, there you go. I'm okay with that. You're making the team better, man. Right? You're making the team better. You're making the team better. You can't fault them for that. Come on, right? Oh, my God. You're talking my language, man. What is up? I haven't seen you in here before, but welcome to the chat. I'm going to call you Medi. Medi, welcome to the chat. And welcome to the fraternity we call Giant Sports Talk Live. Rotation. 100%, man. 100%. That is the last piece, man. That's the last piece that the Giants need right now is to go out there and we got a lot of quantity. And don't get me wrong, there's some quality out there. Bader, great defensive center fielder. Luis Arraez, fantastic contact hitter. Okay? So come on, man. Let's go. Maybe we'll see Luis Arraez at Tommy's Mexican. Woo! Ryan, he chimes in, says, but this is a huge upgrade in hitting. I agree. I would agree. Dilated, yes. There's the closer thing. And then here's the thing, right? Dilated. If you got a pretty damn good rotation, you might be able to get away with a lackluster bullpen. Maybe. You still got to address it, but let's see what they do with that. I'm telling you, you get Framber, man. Hey, what's up, Giants fan? He goes, first potential 300 hitter since Buster Posey. A decent price on a 1-year deal, fills a hole at second. Finally, a move on the board. Kudos to Buster. All right, there we go. Hey, $5. Again, I haven't seen you in here before. Welcome to the fraternity we call Giant Sports Talk Live. Juice Man Jeremy. What's up, Jeremy? I hope you're having a great Saturday afternoon. I tell you what, here in the Central Valley, it's a beautiful day today. A little bit of fog early, but hey, it cleared up, and it's actually a pretty nice day. Trade Casey and et cetera and get Joe Ryan and let Casey get playing time elsewhere. Whew. Jeremy, you're thinking big. You're thinking big, yeah. I mean, could the Giants do that? Yeah, they could. To your point of what you're saying, Jeremy, because the Minnesota Twins are an absolute mess right now. They just the president of baseball operations is gone, and he just took that position. What? Not even a year ago, right? Something like that. I mean, it's a mess. Maybe they move on from Joe Ryan. I don't know. But even if you don't, Jeremy, say they don't, Casey Schmidt is one hell of a utility player out there. Come on, right? I'm okay with that. Insane. What's up, Insane? Do I think he gets playing time at first? I don't think so. But you never know, right? You never know, depending on what happens with injuries, right? If there's any injuries, yes, he could go play first base. No doubt about it. Hey, what's up? Look at this. $10. Minnesota Fats. Man, who the hell are you? I don't even know who you are. Welcome to the fraternity we call Giant Sports Talk Live. He says, Eric, I loved you, buddy. Hey, Minnesota, I love you too, my friend. Thank you for that $10. Hey, if you're from Minnesota, tell me, are you a fan of the Giants? Talk to me, Minnesota. I haven't seen you in before. Welcome aboard, man. Appreciate that. That's awesome. Recovery. Framber, come out and play. Dude, I'm telling you, I will absolutely lose my shit if the Giants are able to sign Framber Valdez. All right? Come on. Ready Boy says, I love this signing. There's a lot of people. Hey, I'm seeing it out there, guys. You guys are. Thanks, Armand, man. Appreciate that. I love having fun, man. I love having fun on here talking some baseball. It's good stuff. All right, hold on. Let me see. Is there anything new here? Let's go. DK. I see you, DK. Thanks for tagging me on Twitter, man. Appreciate that. How 3-time batting champion Luis Arraez will fit with the Giants. That's on the standard. John Shea has already got something out there. So, guys, go check out John Shea on Twitter. Looks like he just put out an article on the San Francisco Standard. So go take a look at what he's doing. But it seems like a lot of people are having some fun with the signing of Luis Arraez. Right? Now I got to see some Arraez highlight. Yeah, there you go. Look, the guy puts the ball in play. The guy does not strike out. I think Lou, he was on here the other night talking about how many times he struck out over the last couple of years. And it's a handful of times. See, the guy doesn't strike out. And I think that's important that the Giants have someone like that in the lineup. He has to. Right? We got a lot of guys that can pop the ball out of the park, right? Chapman, Adames, and Devers, Elliot Ramos. All those guys can pop the ball out of the park. You just need you need to round it out. You have to have a little bit more of a well-rounded lineup out there. And I think that helps Luis Arraez fixes that. Right? Luis Arraez fixes it. You get a guy out there that's going to go and put the ball. He's going to put the ball in play. We can all guarantee it. Look, is it going to always mean that it's going to lead to a hit? No, but he's going to put the ball in play. Come on. All right, let's see what else you guys got in here. Eldridge hitting 40. I don't know about that, Neurotic. I don't know about that. Hey, I'm wishing, right? Come on, man. I'm wishing. Does it mean it's going to happen? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how that'll work. We'll see. He's a young kid. He's only 21. Let's see what happens. Chuck Jones says Arraez might actually do well in that ballpark. Does anyone know what he has done there in his career? That's a great question. Someone go out there and Google it. Google Luis Arraez's record at Oracle Park. All right, let's take a look at this real quick. Let's see what we got here. Let me see. Let's see what he's done. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's look. Let's take a little dive in Luis Arraez and what he's done. All right, last year, batted 292, 327 on base. That's okay. It's okay. A 700 OPS. He's not known for power, right? OPS plus, again, not known for power. He's sitting just a tad under league average. League average being 100. Get out of here. I don't want this damn highlighted shit. Anyways, last year he did have 181 hits. In 2024, he had 200 hits. In 2023, he had 203 hits. When's the last time the Giants had a guy that actually had 200 hits in a season? 200 hits. That's what we can expect with Luis Arraez, right? Somewhere around there. He's going to be in the ballpark of getting 200 hits. He had a 138 average in Oracle Park last year. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. How many games did he play in Oracle? But the guy can hit, right? The guy can freaking hit. And that's what the Giants need. The Giants need somebody that can freaking hit the damn ball. Damn, right? Come on. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of people out there that don't like batting average. Batting average is okay, guys. There's nothing wrong with batting average. There really isn't. A singles hitter. Yeah, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being a singles hitter, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Right? Neurotic. Yes. See the ball. Hit the ball. That's all you need. Right? That's all you need. How many times do Giants have guys in running position last year and they couldn't get that hit? They couldn't get that contact. I like the move. I like the move. The team is better having Luis Arraez on the team. It does. Now we still got the pitching we need to figure out, right? Still got the pitching. How many games did he play last year? Last year he played 154. In 2024, he played in 150. 2023, he played 147. 2022, he played 144. All right. So he's ranging, what is that? About 150? He's playing about 150 games a year. I like it. I like it. Come on, let's go. The standard. If the Giants determine that Eldridge needs more at-bats in AAA, Schmidt could open the season at second base. Rafi Devers could start at first base, and Arraez could serve at DH. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, that may happen. Let's see. Armand says, Eric, in 17 games against the Giants at home, Oracle Park Arraez has a 329 batting average, recording 24 hits, 7 RBIs, and 9 runs scored. Hey, I'll take that. I'll take that, man. Come on. I would take that. Let me take a look at that article. Is it John Shea? Yeah, let me see if I can actually see it. Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, nope. Gosh dang it. I can't. I could look on my phone because I could do the read only, but I can't do that on the computer. So, guys, go check out John Shea. Hey, NorCal, thank you for not linking it, but for copying and pasting. Appreciate that. He makes everyone in the lineup that much better, says Neurotic. Okay. All right. A little bit more confidence, right? Oh, did Kerry Crowley read it? My bad. Thank you. It's yeah, it was Kerry. Hold on. Where's the author? How come it doesn't say the author? John Shea. Yeah, it is Kerry Crowley. Thank you. Thank you, NorCal. Kerry Crowley, who also writes for the San Francisco Standard. He's the one that wrote this article. Sorry about that, Kerry. My bad. Who is this? Bonsai! Bonsai says, I'd rather have Arraez play second base than a DH. I like Schmidt, but I think Luis is more tested. Agreed. I agreed. Right on. Hey, man. It's a teamwork, man. It's a teamwork. Booty! Booney, 12 million 1 year is what I heard. I like it. Yeah, that's not bad, right? Booney, come on, right? The one thing that the Giants were missing was missing a bat like this guy, right? A contact guy, a guy that's going to go out there and he's going to give you an at bat and he's going to go out there and he's going to make contact. The Giants really don't have that in the lineup right now. Last year, they had a little bit of that in Dom Smith. And you saw how well, when Dom Smith was hitting, the Giants were rolling. They were winning a lot of games in that final stretch. He got hurt, and then it kind of came apart. But Luis Arraez fits that mold, right? A guy that's going to go out there and make contact, man. Come on. Joshua, what's up? Our good buddy in Arkansas. So according to Google, it's been 24 seasons since the Giants have recorded a 200 hits in a season for one player, right? Yeah, how about that? What's up, Zeus? What's up, Zeus? It's been a while since the Giants has had a guy that can get 200 hits. Locked On. What's up, Booney? Says best infield in baseball. It's up there. It's pretty good, man. It's a pretty good infield, right? If you take all the positions in together, yeah, man. Come on, that's a pretty damn good infield. The key is, man, do they do something with the rotation? Neurotic, yes, and Framber will fix that. The Giants have yet to make a big splash this offseason. They have not made a big splash. Come on. Come on, man. I freaking love it. I go do it. Go freaking do it, man. It's just money. It's just money. Oh, by the way, hold on. Can I see it on here? Stand by. I might have something here. I can't remember if I hold on. No. Not that one. No. Nope. Not that. Where did I freaking see this? Where did I see this? You know what? It's not going to be in here, is it? Oh, where the hell is it? Anyway, I saw an article out there and I can't remember who the hell wrote it. Hold on. I know where it's at. Stand by. Sorry for the delay, guys. I want to get this information out there. No. Wrong one. Where am I? My God. I got too many damn groups. Ooh. Be able to see it on here? Hold on 1 second. Hold on. See if I can bring it up. If I can, that's awesome. If not, well, then I'll just read it to you. Not that one. Not that one. This one. Come on. Yep. Damn it. I'm going to have to read it. Anyways, you guys want to hear what Dusty Baker had to say about Framber Valdez? This is what he said. Again, this is according to John Shea, who had an article earlier. So listen to what he had to say. Dusty Baker on Framber Valdez. And this is quotes, guys. These are quotes. I love Framber. It just seems like baseball uses certain guys to set the pay standards for that particular free agent. One thing I know, Framber is in shape and he's ready, no matter if he has signed or not. This guy works, but can we afford him? Again, this is coming from Dusty Baker. He loves the guy. What's up, Glenn?
Woo!
And they got the guy. That's the guy you wanted, man.
Getting the bat on the ball, baby. Getting the bat on the ball. We're like the Toronto Blue Jays of the West now, Eric.
Hey, how about that?
Dude, we finally got a hitter. Dude, we finally got a hitter.
And that's something that the Giants have been missing. A bat similar to him. Look, Glenn, is he going to go out there and is he going to be popping it in the cove? No. But you know what he's going to do?
That's what we need.
You know what's going to happen? When someone's on second base, let's say Harrison Bader is on second base. There's 2 outs. You need to get that run in. Up comes Luis Arraez. More times than not, he's gonna get a hit, and then here comes Bader, rounded third, and he's gonna freaking score that run that you need, man. I like it.
Anybody who criticizes this move, Eric, there it is right there.
Yeah, I know. No one is down on this. Everyone's loving it, Glenn. Everybody is loving this move. And it's a 1 year, right? It's a 1 year deal.
Hey, there were a few in the chat the last few weeks. Are they going to poke their nose in tonight, Eric? They were saying, "Oh, he can't play defense. We don't want him." Come on.
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm still. That's something you're going to have to address. But the Giants did, bring on Juan Washington. You also got and then Anonymous made a fantastic point. Ron Wotus is also a guy that works with the guys in the infield. So you get both of those guys working with Luis Arraez. I think he's gonna be able to get him at least to the point to where he's gonna be serviceable at second base. If you're serviceable at second base, but you have that bat, I'll take it.
Dude, nice trade-off. Here's a fun fact question for you. Let's see if we can fill it in nicely. Do the San Francisco Giants have the youngest manager and the oldest coach?
I don't know if he's the youngest. I don't think he's the youngest man. I think Schumacher might be younger than Tony.
Okay. I just thought of that today. I thought, wait a second. We've been down on the ages of some of their managers.
If you want to go experience, Ron Washington's probably one of the most experienced. Then you got Vitello. He's absolutely the least. So, Mystery Uncovered Studio. What's up, dude? Okay. Glenn, they're popping in from all over the place. A guy from Minnesota popped in and donated $10, man. I haven't even seen him before. Hey, why not? Such a sweet move. Our offense is a threat now. Would you agree? Would you say the offense is that much better? Because now you look at this. You got two guys in the lineup now. You got Bader and you got freaking Arraez, along with the likes of Chapman and Adames and Devers, and of course Ramos.
Our season just took a turn for the better, Eric. But my question still remains. You can tell I'm thrilled tonight. This is great news. Still need a pitcher. And we still got a lot of money we can spend on that pitcher.
Dude.
Or are we going to settle?
You can't settle, right?
We're on the cusp.
Yes. 1 move away, man. We're 1 move away. Now, granted, bullpen. The bullpen's a little bit shaky, but if you have that damn rotation, you may be able to get by with an bullpen. I'm not saying it's shit. I'm not saying it's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's in the middle.
Hey, with an Arraez, I think with an Arraez, we are a playoff contender. We get one more pitcher, Eric, we're a playoff team.
That's what I've been saying. I said this with Donovan, and if you get Donovan and Framber, you're a wild card, right? If you get now we have Arraez because it looked like the Donovan thing just wasn't happening. And that's fine. If it wasn't happening, they didn't want to overpay, so they'd rather pay money-wise for 1 year of Arraez. And look, his bat's going to play.
And while Lou and I often, as you know, Eric, we're kind of down on the depth of our tradability. You're going to have to give them basically the farm. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it was going to cost a lot. Do
you notice they're making all these moves, Eric? They're not giving anybody away.
Yeah.
There's room. There's room to maneuver now, Eric.
There's room. There is. And look, if you're going to go get Framber, you're going to go over to CBT. Okay. And so what? I don't care. I don't care if they go over. I don't care if they go over, man, because you're putting together a team, man. Right? You're getting right. You know what this reminds me of? You're getting to the finish line. You're getting to that finish line, and you just need that one.
Absolutely.
Oh, dude, and the Giants would be doing something.
When was the last time? I don't know, Eric. To be honest with you, I don't know the last time, or if. Maybe it's an if question. I don't know if we have ever been this excited since we launched this program, this show, Giant Sports Talk Live, a Northern Lights Entertainment production. I've never felt this positive, Eric. You feeling good over there in Galt? I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling great, dude. I'm feeling great. Look at this bench show. They'll make that money back tenfold. That's a fact, man. Gosh dang it. Glenn, how many times have I been on the show saying winning brings in money. That's what happens. You spend the money, you win, and you bring in the money. Come on. It's not that hard. I said that on the short, right? It's not that difficult.
You see what Vita's saying? Now, Vita is saying, I was pretty excited after the Adames move. We were excited after the Devers move for the most part, Eric. Yeah? But this move is like this one makes me more excited. This is the culmination of the moves.
Okay.
It's not just one move. Yeah. Eric, this is the culmination of what has been transpiring over the last year. Dude, this makes us a playoff. We can compete now, Eric, and that is the bottom line. And like you say, if we compete, what does that mean? More winning. Winning means more money they can spend on more players in the future. This is a building. I gotta get, dude. I tip my hat to Buster Posey.
Oh, Liam. Hey, there's our buddy from across the pond. I think Arraez is the most overrated player in baseball. He's only good at one thing. Well, guess what? Here's the thing, though, Liam, to counter that. The one good thing that he is good at is the worst thing that the Giants are at. That's the problem.
You took the words out of my mouth, Eric.
That's the problem. The Giants don't have a contact hitter, man. They just don't. He is a missing piece within the lineup that the Giants just do not have, and it's a guy to go out there and make contact. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
How many times have Lou and I kind of spelled out the fact, Eric? And we've seen it because Lou and I are at the majority of regular season games. I would love to say postseason games, but that just hasn't transpired. Regular season games, I don't know how many times I walk away from the ballpark, Eric, and just go, it's the ninth inning even. And I'm like, all right, 3-1 ball game, and we only got 2 hits. It just doesn't spell a great comeback. So This gives you a chance to score runs, Eric. You score runs. This is great.
Yeah, it's good, man.
And I agree with you. If the guy's a career 317 hitter, I don't care about defense. Let the other guys pick up the slack. You cannot, and I've said it to you, you're a pitching and defense guy.
Yeah, I like the defense, man.
For me, I'm balanced. You can't win it all. You can be in a lot of 2-1 games, but if you lose 2-1, you gotta have hitters. We got ourselves a hitter. This is tremendous. Elite Eric. Word.
Do you get balance in the lineup? You do. Okay.
Yes.
100%. You do.
And now, correct me if I'm wrong, he never strikes out. Never. And isn't he a left-handed hitter?
Lefty, yeah.
Oh, dude. Yep. What more do you want? A 317 lefty hitter? This is great.
And again, it's something that the Giants don't have. Look, if the Giants had a bat like Arraez already in the lineup, okay, well, that doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense. But the Giants don't. They're addressing a need that the club needs. All right.
And on top of that, this is a double whammy, Eric, in my opinion. Nobody seems to be focusing on this fact. What have I been saying the last 3 or 4 shows with you and Lou? We don't have a bench. All of a sudden, you've got a guy who is projected to be a second baseman on a regular basis. He'll be on the bench the majority of the games. So you got Casey, he's serviceable off the bench. So this is, to me, a double move. We've made our bench better. Second base is the whole lineup is better.
Yeah, it is. I agree. Hey, Matty, he wants Lou on. He wants to hear Lou. Lou is at dinner, unfortunately, so he will not be able to join us tonight for this one. If we're still going while he gets off of dinner, all right, that's cool. But I don't know.
Who's hanging out at Tommy's? They must be. I'm telling you what, the margaritas are tasting good, Eric.
Yeah, right.
By the way, you know what? I ran in. I'm doing the Saturday night dance party, so I've got like 4 songs in a row that are like 12 minutes long. So I'm covering my ass here a little bit. Somebody asked in the chat, "Where's Glenn's Pepsi?" Well, Glenn doesn't have a Pepsi because he just ran to this studio, which is actually my living room. So why don't we do this, Eric? I'll settle back in. We'll talk more. Luis Arraez.
All right, there we go. Proud sponsor of Giant Sports Talk Live.
A big shout out to Lefties over in Burlingame. A lot of guys are getting fired up for the season. I bet you they're doing good business, brisk business. Maybe they'll be putting out the Arraez cards into the showcase this week, Eric.
Yeah, they might. You never know.
For all your collecting needs over in Burlingame, visit Lefties. BetterCreditCards.com, signatures for soldiers, and of course our good friends. You and I are on the wall. Look at there. I don't know if it's a wall of fame or wall of shame, but you and I are up on the wall at Duxwell Printing. So
yeah, there you go. Calvin asked a question. Where does Eldridge bat with the addition of Arraez? Well, I think he's still going to be the DH if he is on the team. That's where he's going to play. Now, here's the thing. Does Eldridge even make it out of spring training?
Good question.
You know what could happen? I mean, this is quite possible. Someone brought it up on the chat earlier, Glenn. It's very well possible that Arraez may be your DH. Maybe Schmidt starts off at second base, right? You could keep Eldridge down at AAA to get more seasoning. He's only 21 years old, right? If he doesn't need to be up, he doesn't need to be up. But hey, There's nothing wrong with that. That's an option that the Giants can choose. And I guess we're going to find that out in spring training once, well, I should say the end of spring training, once they start formalizing who's going to be on the 26-man. Yeah, maybe that's what happens.
Here's my prognostication, Eric. I think what I said earlier, I think you're going to see Arraez at second. I think you're going to see Casey on the bench. Maybe they'll platoon a little bit because you've got a lefty-righty there. I mean, Giants aren't afraid to throw a lefty-righty. So, again, I think this makes the bench better. And I think this does open up with his hitting ability. I think this opens, if he has a good camp, I think that Eldridge makes the team, Eric.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I think because you've got that bat now in the lineup and you've got a better bat on the bench, I think that's just all the pieces are starting to fall into place except the pitcher. We want a pitcher, Eric.
Yes, Brijesh. He goes, forgive me if I mispronounce your name. Brijesh. He goes, who are the best relievers available? That's a good question. I don't know, honestly, who else is available out there. I think, isn't Michael Kopech out there? He's a guy that can throw the ball hard, but can he stay healthy? I don't know.
Did Bubic sign? I'm sure he's already off the board. Bubic sign?
He hasn't been traded. He's still under contract. He would have to be traded.
I thought he was
still under contract. No,
a lot of people have been talking about it. But what? I thought he was up for grabs. I thought he was available. Maybe the Giants make a trade. I'd like to see a trade.
He would have been traded. Well, look, if you didn't go out there and get Hauser or Malley, okay, that would have been okay. Bubic is he's good, but the Giants need that ace. They need that ace.
I'm just saying if they don't go out and get I know it sounds negative.
Who wanted the poo-poo platter?
I'm just saying, Eric. I think the San Francisco Giants, if they don't, they let me down a lot. They got me excited today, but the Framber thing, if they pull the Framber thing off, Eric, we become an instant contender.
Come on, man. Come on. Patel, he also says if you could trade for Joe Ryan, I don't know if that. Look, Minnesota
Twins are in turmoil. Twins are in turmoil, baby. But as I asked you, and I got a chuckle out of Eric last night. You don't even have a GM over in Minnesota right now. He said, Eric, who's going to trade him? I don't know.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen. I think if they're going to address the rotation, right? You got other guys out there. You got Chris Bassett. You got Lucas Giolito. You got, of course, Framber Valdez. You got Zach Gallen. Look, and Zach Gallen, I want to stay away from.
They're going to sign somebody. And I gotta tell you, living north here in the wintertime anyway, for the next month, I'm up in Winnipeg. And, just below us, the big major city would be Minneapolis. It's sad to see a team like Minnesota, who's a smaller market team, who always compete, Eric, to see what they're going through now. Man, it's sad times for the Twins fans, isn't it?
It is.
They've been able to compete. They have for a playoff spot. Haven't gotten far, but they've been in the playoffs almost perennially with the small market. So to see the ownership problem, they don't have a GM, and oh my God, it seems like they might be trading a lot of players away, getting cheap. So I don't know.
Danny Columbus, that does show him as a reliever. Are you sure it's Danny? I don't think it's Danny, is it? It's a different.
You know what else, Eric? As we enter training camp, the San Francisco Giants, don't you think they have a lot of decision-making when it comes to the pitching? Who's going to be in the bullpen? Who's going to start? There's they got a juggling act,
Yeah.
a balancing act to deal with.
Let me ask you this question.
Birdsong could be a good reliever, Eric.
He could be in the bullpen. He did well in the bullpen last year.
Place. I don't know who starts, but it's getting better. Go ahead, Eric.
Well, let's answer this question because Liam's asking. He thinks Lee should be the leadoff. Who do you think should lead off? Hey, look, for all intents and purposes, we know what the lineup is going to be. Right? We know we don't know where they're going to be batting, but we know 1 through 9.
For me, Eric, I mean, this may be way off base. I don't even know if he's ever done this in his career because I'm not well versed on his background, but Harrison Bader's the only guy who's got speed. I mean,
yeah, but you got to get on base. That's the problem.
Yeah, but at least get him over. I don't know.
You got to get someone on, so then the guys behind you are gonna.
Well, do you think they'll figure out what they're going to do before the season starts, Eric? Because where did we see Jung Hoo bat last year? First, second.
I think he's going to bat lower in the lineup.
Seventh.
So you got Arraez. Batting second is probably going to be Adames. Batting third is probably going to be Devers. Now, cleanup. I would put Ramos.
No, I would have Arraez be a year. Arraez would be my cleanup hitter. Why? You get him on?
No. He's got to get on base.
But he drives runners in with that. You talked about it earlier, Eric.
No,
what happens when runners are on base? He drives them in.
That's in that. But when you start off the game, you want him on base so he could get knocked in. You don't want him.
I see your point, but I think you and I both have good points. To be honest with you, I think that if he gets on base, look at the meat of the. You already got Adames and Devers and Ramos and then Bader.
Maybe you do this.
Over the fence.
Do this. Maybe you do Lee in the 5-hole. Not ideal, but I like Chapman back down a little bit, but that may not happen. And then after Chapman, who's going to be after Chapman? Who am I missing?
Hey, bye, Victor.
Do I want to put Bader there yet?
Give me a catcher who can hit.
He's the best. MLB said he's the best defensive guy in all of baseball. All of baseball. I'm trying to debate.
You and I have agreed to disagree on that. I broke it down to you before, Eric. Winning championship teams have a catcher who can hit. Just saying.
Yeah, I hear you.
Just saying. I hate the fact that when he comes to the play, it's like having an 8-man fielding an 8-man team. He just, Eric, he can't get it done on the field like that with the bat.
You know what you do? Oof. No. Because you may have him on the team here. Then Bader.
All of a sudden, Chapman's falling down the list.
You need him, but he needs that lower limit.
Bailey's like having a pitcher still batting in the league.
All right. That's probably what it's going to be, huh? What do you think?
Knowing the Giants the way I know the Giants, Eric, the only thing I think they don't put Ramos in as the cleanup guy, Chapman. They roll with
it might be. They might put Chapman in the cleanup, but Arraez, Adames, Devers, Ramos, Lee, Chapman, Eldridge, Bader, Bailey. That's your left, right.
You got lefty, righty, lefty,
don't move
righty,
Eldridge up.
lefty,
don't move Eldridge
righty,
up. Keep him
lefty.
a little lower for now.
What's Bader? Lefty or righty?
Righty. And
then
Bailey
lefty, righty. So that's good. Oh, anyway, just look. Eric, no matter how you slice that, it's a much better batting lineup, except for Bailey.
It's better, right?
Right. Isn't it amazing how one player, you drop him in, can change your roster, Eric?
Or you could do this too. Yeah, I see. So, hey, people like, if you want Lee to lead off, well then.
You know what? Let's just take it to the streets, Eric. I like this lineup. Arraez, Adames, Devers, Chapman, Ramos, Eldridge, Lee, Bader, Bailey. Then you're getting Bader's bat down in the 8th spot. I like that lineup, Eric. I really do.
Lee, Adames, Devers, Ramos, Arraez, Chapman, Eldridge, Bader. How do you like that one? Is that better? Does that do it for you? Is that
Lee
good for you?
Adams,
I like the lineup.
Ramos.
The lineup's decent, right? Look,
I still don't
You're
like
not gonna-
Ramos. Don't like Ramos at the cleanup. I just don't.
I like Ramos at the cleanup better than Chapman.
And I like Arraez. I'm going to fall. I don't always follow your lead, Eric. Get Arraez up into the leadoff spot because I just think he's a better hitter than Lee. And you want to get that guy on base. You want to get that guy on base, then you got to go.
I don't know. I don't. Now, one thing that you talked about it, one thing that Lee has over Arraez is he's got the speed. Problem is, Lee won't take a walk. Well, neither does Arraez. Arraez doesn't walk, but he does put the ball in play. So,
So I jumped in a few minutes late there. I got to get back over to the studio in a few minutes, but I got to ask you, Eric, I jumped in a few minutes late. What was the contractual agreement between the two on the 1 year deal?
1 year, $12 million.
12 million. I know 12 million seems like a lot. But in this day and age for a 317 career hitter, Eric, attaboy, Buster.
Yeah, and it doesn't,
Attaboy.
it doesn't block anybody. I would have been happy with a 2 year. To be honest with you, would have been happy with a 2 year. There would have been. I would not have cared if it was a 2 year deal because I would love to sit there and have him bridge to one of the young kids, either Hernandez or Gonzalez.
Senior, it doesn't matter. He gets on base. He's a 317 career hitter. He gets on base. He can hit, and he does not strike out.
He doesn't strike
Probably
out at all. That's the thing.
I'm jumping on. He's got to have this. He's got the lowest strikeout rate in Major League Baseball, Eric.
He does. He has the low. He doesn't strike out. He just
one of the
doesn't.
best in history.
And he averages close to 200. Well, last year was 181. The 2 years prior to that, he had 200 and 203 hits. So I mean, that makes up for his on base. If you could get 200 hits in a season, I'll take a low walk percentage because again, he's getting on base. It helps. Look, he's not a power guy. He's not a power guy. He is a guy that's going to get a hit. So we'll see what happens. Look, however they want to do the lineup, the most important part is it's better than it was last year. This is a better team put together, right?
I don't want to see Ramos.
I don't want to see Ramos leading off, man. I don't like him leading off.
No,
he's not cut from
the right cloth, in my opinion, Eric. He's just not cut from the right cloth in that.
I don't like him. I don't want him leading off. There's something. It just doesn't seem right having him lead off. I'd rather him.
A lot of questions to be answered, Eric, in the next 2 months. A lot of questions to be answered.
Well, no, it's going to be a great spring training. It's a little bit. We got some more excitement. The Giants, come on, they're a better lineup than they were last year.
Yeah, how they put that lineup together, though.
Okay, hold on.
A lot of questions are going to be asked. Who bats where?
Let me do a poll.
They got some decision making, but we got to go out now, Eric. The only thing left on the platter,
and that's
better not be
fine.
the
That's a good conversation to have. Important. The team is better than it was last year.
All we need's a pitcher now, Eric, and we're talking. We got a ball club.
Oh, you're talking some good stuff.
And you know what? It's perfect timing today, isn't it? Perfect timing today, Eric. Speaking of poo-poo plattering. Speaking of the poo-poo platter, Eric, you know what today was? Dodger Fan Fest.
It was Giants Fan Fest in Sacramento.
Yeah, well.
Did you hear
talk about the trade.
Well, did you hear what Dusty said? I was reading it. Matter of fact,
he probably said, Chapman, just put the beer down. Come on.
He said Framber he's a good guy. He's putting the work in. So, hey, man. And he said, but he says he would be perfect to be on the team, but can the Giants afford him? Now, to answer the question, can the Giants afford him? Yes, they can afford him.
Maybe that's not the only question, though. Does he want to go to San Francisco?
Well, look, now you have Arraez.
Maybe now he does.
Let me see something. Yeah.
Senior says he's demanding to play second. So that's great. Then you got yourself a second baseman, Eric, who's major league quality. They say he's not great. Eric, he's a major leaguer. At the end of the day, he's a major league player, bats 317. He can play second base, Eric.
The Giants have a lineup.
Look, second base.
The Giants have a lineup. The Giants are chock full of major league freaking bats, period. They're all full at look, right? Come on. Right?
And
the only one that's questionable is Bailey. He's come through in the clutch in times, right? But is there really a weak spot in that lineup?
They're major league names, Eric.
There's not a complete zero in that lineup. That's what's important.
And I don't agree with Liam at all. Casey Schmidt is just better. Casey Schmidt, they would trade him in a heartbeat, Eric.
Come on. Casey Schmidt has yet. Come on. We're talking now. If you're talking
an
all around, look,
player.
Here's the thing, right? This is what you got to talk about. Is he better defensively? Yes. Is he better with the bat? No. Come on. If we're going to be honest about it, that's where we're at. And if, like I said, if the coaches can coach up Luis Arraez at second base, then I got all the confidence that, that he'll be okay at second base. He's not going to be a superstar at second, but he's going to be good. All right, let's see where are we at in this.
I also don't agree with the take here. I don't think they have any plans on moving Lee off this team, Eric. Lee's got the potential to be a 280 hitter.
No, he's not going to get traded. He's got an opt out in 2 years, so he's probably going to opt out. Look, Scott Boras is his agent. He's going to opt out.
Yeah. So, but I can't see them moving him. You just added Bader to improve the outfield. Now you want to get rid of? You think you could get rid of Lee? Then what happens, Eric? Then you've got my buddy out in right field.
Look, you don't go all the way to Korea and hype up the Giants to go and say, "Hey, we're going to get rid of Lee." Come on, let's think about that. Come on, that's not going to happen.
Bingo. Yeah.
To be fair, Arraez is a singles and doubles hitter for most part. If they want power, Schmidt probably is a better option, but you can have both.
They don't need power.
No, you're right. Look, and here's the thing. To your point, B, power is not everything. It just isn't. It's baseball. The Giants already have the power in the lineup. And I mentioned the names. You got Chapman, Adames, Devers, and Ramos. Those are your power guys. You also got to sprinkle in some guys that can make contact. And where does that fit in? Well, there's Arraez. He makes contact. Lee should be a contact hitter. Bader.
10, 12.
Bader, he's got some pop in his bat, but he should just be a hitter. Let the other guys put people where they can succeed, right? Don't ask a power hitter. Don't tell them to swing for the fences. If they're a power hitter, well, then, yeah, there you go. Take advantage of it. But you got to have a balanced lineup. That's what it is. And I think the Giants are more balanced by getting Arraez.
Absolutely. And Eric, you know what happens when you've got guys like Adames and Chapman? How many times did we see it last year? They're up there. They're trying to jack it out. That's it. They're just trying to jack it out. These guys aren't what I would call, they're not professional hitters. Mm-hmm. Chapman, you got yourself a professional hitter. Look at this week alone, Eric. You got yourself a top-rated professional hitter. You got a top-rated defensive center fielder now.
Yeah.
They're adding quality pieces, Eric.
Yes.
Quality.
Mr. Guitar Hack, what's up? Haven't seen you before. Welcome to the fraternity we call Giant Sports Talk Live. I can't tell you how many times I prayed for someone to just make contact and put the ball in play, to move runners and score. I really like the signing. Yeah, I said that in the top of the show. That if anyone has watched a lot of Giants baseball over the last couple of years, that is the one thing that the Giants could not do. They could not get that guy to make the contact. Look, we're just looking for a guy to make contact. Don't go up there with the runners in scoring position with 2 outs and then you strike out. That ain't doing nothing. Put the ball in play. That does it always equal a hit? It doesn't. But in Arraez's case, a lot of times he's putting the ball in play. Or I should say he's getting a hit somewhere. So come on, man. I love this. I love it just because it just balances out the freaking lineup. Now, let me ask you this question. $64,000 question, Glenn. How many wins do you put at the Giants now?
By the way, that's one big putty. Put that back up there. See the size of that putty cat?
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah. Woo! Look at that.
He's resting his head on his – you know what that is? That's a big cat scratching post, and he's resting his head right over the top of it. Yeah.
He looks content. Look at the eyes. Content. He's no Wilmer Flores, but that's okay.
That would be
what was your question?
Where do you put for wins now? With the addition of Arraez, I put the Giants at 80 to 81.
I put the Giants at 81 on their lineup.
You're going to bump it to 81?
I went from, I think that they're good for 6 more wins. Eric, the sky's the limit if they can sign a quality pitcher.
That's
yes. Well, I had him at 75. Remember, or was it 74? Whatever. I got him at 80. Probably 80 wins now. So the question is, they land. Even if somebody threw it a few minutes ago. Did you see it in the chat? They'll get somebody like Giolito. Eric, they just need another quality starter. If it's not Framber, they just need a pitcher.
The Giants already got the quantity of starting pitching, right?
I want quality.
Look what you got. Look. Okay. I'm going to take out Webb and Ray because those guys are quality. You got Hauser, Roop, Malley, Birdsong, Seymour, right? McDonald, Beck, Wynn. You got a bunch of Bivens, right? You still got Bivens out there. So you got a bunch of guys in depth, but we got to get that one more quality freaking arm.
Yeah, you know what quality is? Webb and Ray, when they go out, they automatically give you a chance to be in the game, depending on what your hitting does. You're in the game. But you can talk about all the quantity you want. Too many question marks with quantity, Eric. I want quality. What's the sense of having six pieces when you just need one? You need one. You got to get another quality start type pitcher.
Yeah. Yes.
You do. Yes. You don't know what and people were saying that about Cy Young there. Kaiway. You didn't know what you get. McDonald, Eric, you don't know what you're going to get game in, game out. He goes 6 scoreless innings or he gives up 6 runs in the first inning. You don't know. Webb and Ray, you roll the dice, you get another quality starter, Eric. You got 3. And what does that do? It also gives you leverage when you get to a postseason in a short series, Eric. You get 3 quality starters.
Yeah. I know.
You feeling it? And you gotta have quality, Eric, because hey, we've seen it. Every team has to go through it. You're gonna lose a pitcher at some point to a blister or a bad nail or an arm injury or heaven forbid, Tommy John. You got to have depth in the position, Eric, but you need quality. Today, man, today was a good day. Get me a pitcher, and I'm in for the year. This is great.
Dude, I'm telling you. The lineup is good now. Look, I like what the Giants have done. They went out there and they addressed some needs. Now go get the guy. Go get Framber. Come on. Let's go get him. Let's go do it now. Come on. Hey, you know what? Saturday night is a fantastic time to go out there and say the Giants are in agreement with Framber Valdez. That would be an absolute it's perfect. Beautiful day, right? We're on the cusp of February, right? Tomorrow, February 1st. How about that? Calendar flips over. Go out there and sign Framber Valdez. Get it freaking done, man.
Woo!
Get it done.
It's an early Valentine's Day at Giant Sports Talk Live because I love what I saw today.
Yeah. Come on, man.
I really do. It's going to be fun. Eric, it's going to be, how many times have Lou and I especially talked about going to the ball game and being enthused, enjoying your night out. Now we got a ball club. You want to go and you want to watch. It's going to be more exciting with Arraez, Eric, and this lineup in general. It's going to be more exciting. You have again, you touched on it, an exciting product. Exciting product alone makes you more money.
It does, man. It does. That's a fact.
So we got excitement, more wins. They're going to make more money. Eric, we're out. I got to tell you, I'll do it again.
Hey, give me a minute. Let me go warm up my coffee. I'm going to go a little bit longer here. I'm going to go a little bit longer. Let me warm up my coffee.
All right, you go warm up the coffee. Guys, I still wonder what's in that coffee, to be honest with you. Yes, insane. I'll tell you what. Just go get it done. Get it done. They're one signing away, man. You guys are feeling it too. Get a pitcher, we're okay. Oh, we were already into the margaritas. Already into the margaritas tonight. Woo! I got a Pepsi in my Alexander Keith's mug, believe it or not. Alexander Keese, Pepsi. Eric gets back. I'll have to run over to the studio for a couple of minutes, and then I will return. Saturday night dance parties over on 103.5 Capital FM. Eric usually heads over to the disco club on Friday nights. I think we might have to head down to the disco tonight once or twice. Yeah, Joe Schmo. I think, Joe, that did we think we were going to be competitive? Were we going to add the right pieces? This is it. Buster's, he's adding the proper pieces. He's not messing around, boys. Insane is so, why are you so negative? Why are you so negative about Arraez? I just don't get it. He's overrated? How is he overrated? The best hitter in baseball. Yes. Yeah. There you go. Mystery. It is no mystery to me. 3-time batting champion, career 317 hitter. He's going to fit in well. Going to fit in well on this roster. That, my friends. Let me pop it up again here. Ready? That is not overrated. That is not overrated. Come on. Come on, man. Yes. He's underrated. Come on. What are we talking about? Eric, come on, save me here.
Oh, yeah, I know what they're talking about. They're saying but here's the thing, right?
Here
no
they
one's
are,
going to
1,
say
2,
that.
3.
No one's going to say that about a power hitter who has an average of 220. That's one-dimensional, right? Isn't that one-dimensional? If all you got is power, this is baseball. This isn't home run derby, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
There.
Come on, right?
That's it right there.
Come on. Come on. It's an aspect of the game that has been missing for quite some time. He's a professional hitter. This is baseball.
Eric,
Now,
I gotta ask
hold
you
on,
something.
hold on. Let me finish this real quick before I lose it. Does he have to work on his defense? Yes, because being a baseball player involves more than just swinging the bat. You got to catch the ball. You got to throw the ball. So yes, he has to work on that. There's no doubt about it. So, but to sit there and say that he's overrated is a bit, I wouldn't say that. You could go out there and say he's a fantastic hitter, doesn't have much power, and his defense is meh. Yeah, okay, I get it. But and the point is the Giants are mixing it up. They're getting balance to where there was no balance last year, right? We can all agree. The only thing that was the only thing that they did well was striking out quite often, right?
And you get a guy now who's going to bring that average way down.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So if it's a guy, Eric, who hits 37 home runs, but again, like you said, he bats 218, but he hits 37 home runs. They're going to overrate that, Eric. They're going to overrate that. So
yeah, because you're what's OPS, Liam? What's the OPS? It's about power, getting on base and power, right? That's what it is. He doesn't have the slugging. If you don't have the slugging, you're not going to have the OPS. Look at his batting average and look at his on base. His on base it's okay, 327. That's decent, but his batting average is up there. He's going to bat you right around 300. And now. And remember, everybody was talking about this beautiful hitting coach that we're supposed to be getting, Hunter Mintz, right?
Totally.
He's going to fix the Giants well. Remember when he was hired? I heard it everywhere. This guy is going to fix the hitting. Well, guess what? How much fixing does he have to do with Arraez? How much more can he get out of Luis Arraez? Maybe this guy is a 330 hitter with the San Francisco Giants under Hunter Mintz, right?
Yeah.
So again, it's a guy that the Giants are missing. And I'm glad that Buster Posey is out here addressing the needs of the club. You have to. Now, pitching is the next step. You have to. Yes, they signed Hauser. Yes, they signed Mahle. But come on, are those guys going to lead you to the promised land? I said that the other day. It's not.
I'm going to go down with the ship, Eric. I'm going to go down with the sinking ship. I just cannot. It's been a while, Insane. It's been a while since you got me riled up. How can you This lineup, who doesn't have a guy who hits anywhere close to 300, how can the San Francisco Giants overrate a 300 hitter in their lineup? You can't overvalue his average. You cannot overvalue it.
Yeah. It's
300 hitter, Eric.
A 300 hitter is a 300 hitter.
Great. I undervalue this deal. This was a steal. 12 million. This is a steal, Eric.
How about was Tony Gwynn? What an overvalued player. The guy only hits singles. Tony Gwynn. I don't want him on my team.
Yeah.
Nah, he only hits singles. That's it. His defense.
Dude, that was like the night. That was like the night last year. Bernice and I were at the WNBA game. I was at the WNBA game with Bernice and the girl next to me. She comes over in the pregame. She's talking about. I go, you imagine this Valkyrie team if we had Caitlin Clark, the greatest player in the world. Oh, I wouldn't want her on this team. Why? Well, what does she want? Like some people, you cannot have a debate with her.
No, it's
look. Come on.
It's all good. Hey, Liam, what's up? He goes, I'll just have to disagree with you guys on this one. That's what makes baseball. Yeah, absolutely. Look, that's fine. And I get it. I totally understand where you're going. And hey, I get it. OPS is important. I'm not saying that it's a stat that shouldn't be valued. Yeah, so you want guys that are going to hit power. I'm not saying I'm not asking for a team of a bunch of Luis Arraez's. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he adds a dimension to the lineup for the San Francisco Giants that has been missing. And let's not forget,
you can't have a team of Chapmans either, Eric.
Hey, no, exactly. You can't have a team full of freaking Adamises.
Your team has to be multidimensional. You have to build a team multidimensional with skill.
How did the Toronto Blue Jays get where they were? Because they were multidimensional. They had guys that could pop it. And they had guys that would get that key base hit.
Yeah.
Come on. You know what? Hey, I'm going to throw the link out there. I want people to come and join. I want to hear what people have to say now. We've talked about it. I want to hear what people have to say. Link is going out there, guys. Hit the link if you want to come in and talk about the newest move by the San Francisco Giants. Again, to recap, Giants and Luis Arraez have agreed to a 1-year deal, $12 million. And the thing that we really haven't focused on, Glenn, it's only for 1 year. It's 1 year, guys. It's not a big deal. It's not going to break the team. You're not blocking anybody. Again, you could have done this for 2 years. You could have done it for 2 years, and it would have been a fantastic move because it gets you that closer to either Luis Hernandez or Josué Gonzalez, because those guys are the future. Those are the guys that you're going to have to keep an eye on, because not only can they hit, they can run, they can play defense. Those guys are going to be something.
Yep. Reminds me of, do you remember going for the groceries when you were a kid, Eric? I'm old enough that I remember you go out, you get your grocery order, and you pull up the car, and your order would come out on the belt of rollers. You remember that? Or are you too young for that?
Yeah, I remember that.
It'd be the curbside pickup. Your big bin would come out, you pay for your going, and they would put it on the thing, and it would roll out. Dude, that's all the Giants are doing. They're rolling it along season by season now. The Arraez deal, this is great, Eric. It slides you into 2020, possible 2027 or 2028, right?
Yes. Huh?
It slides you.
It gets you closer to the guys that you want to be your stalwarts for years to come.
Yeah.
GE, bottom 1%, hard hit, barrel percentage, swing, blah, blah, blah. It's 1 year. It's 1 year.
I don't get it, Eric. There is Eric. Is it time to break it out again?
Who ordered the poo-poo platter?
It's 1 year. It's not going to break the Giants signing Luis Arraez to 1 year.
What has happened in the last 15 minutes, guys? Geez, the negativity. I can't handle negativity.
No, food. Glenn, there's more people who are excited about this than not.
They're better.
There is.
Come on. Bottom.
All right, let me see. Let me see where the poll is.
Be right back, Eric.
Is this?
I got to run over to the other studio. You get the chat rolling. Dom just rolled in. I go to the mailbox every day looking for my package from Dom. Haven't seen it yet.
Come on, Dom.
Let me down. I want to buy merch. Where's my sample product? Come on. Gonna be heading over to Duxwell soon. Okay, I'll be right back.
All right, sounds good. All right, Glenn will be back here shortly. Let me look at the poll. The question I asked, is this lineup better than last year? 88% say yes, 12% say no. All right, kind of figured that. That was low-hanging fruit, man. Low-hanging fruit. Let's see. Vintage says, if he's so good, why did he only get 1 year? Well, because the Giants are the only ones that are going to let him play second base. I think there's a report. I think Nightingale said that he was entertaining other offers, other multi-year offers, but I guess he decided to come to the Giants because the Giants say he could go out there and play second base. So there you go. Again, makes the team better. Oh, look at that. Our good buddy from the UK, Liam. What is up, dude?
How's it going?
Oh, good, man. How's everything over there in the UK? I hear you.
Great. Just finished exams, so looking forward to baseball season now.
Nice. How much more you got left to go in school?
A year and a half. Then I'm done.
You still got some time. Nice.
So I'm at uni. So it's not. Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, we're going back and forth. So talk to me, man. I know you're not high on the Arraez, but what do you think, man? Let me hear what you have to say.
First of all, I'll appreciate that he's a good contact hitter. Like, absolutely, he's what the Giants need in terms of he's going to hit the ball, put the ball in play, not strike out. He adds a good balance to the Giants lineup. We agree there. The area I just, his defense is terrible, absolutely terrible, and second base is such a critical position, especially with all the ground ball pitchers we have. Like you can't be making mistakes now. That's why having Casey Schmidt's a nice option.
Yes,
in the late innings.
Yes, so
it helps. And it all depends where they use him. To me, if they use him as a leadoff, that's a waste, in my opinion. Because to me, a leadoff hitter, they need to get on base, get in scoring position. If he just hits singles, if you have single hitters, you need about 4 of them to keep knocking it in to get that run scored. So I agree with Glenn initially that not clean up, because you need power and clean up, but 5th or 6th, guys on base, knock it in. I just think he's overrated. I just think I think Casey Schmidt's a better player as well.
And a lot of people say that, right? The overrated with the average. I get it, but I want to see a guy that can just hit the ball. You know, I'm okay with seeing hits, right? And because Liam, you watched plenty of Giants baseball, and I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but how many times did we see that, right? Runners in scoring position. You got 2 outs. You just needed a guy to go out there and make a contact, or even less than 2 outs. Just make some contact and advance some runners and make a sacrifice. You just never saw it. And so I think that is going to help the Giants. Again, 1 year. What does it mean for next year? Who the hell knows? Maybe they extend them 1 more year. I would like to have that bridge to Hernandez or Gonzalez, because those 2 guys, I think they're going to be something. Again, jury's still out. They're still very young, but let's see what happens with that. Because again, you're not signing a guy that's going to be blocking anybody. Because if you sign Bichette, guess what? It's going to be long term, and he's going to block guys. If you went and got, I don't know who else was out there. Donovan, it was only been 2 years. That would have been a nice bridge, but I think the price was too much. I think the Cardinals were asking for the moon.
Well, the issue with Donovan was, yes, he's got 2 years left, but if there's a lockout in 2027, you're going to get him for 1 year. So the Cardinals going to be asking for 2 years worth of assets, where the Giants are thinking we may only have this guy for 1 year. So I just think it was impossible to come to an agreement there, really.
Yeah, that's possible. Absolutely.
And the one thing about the 1 year contract is That the guy's going to try and prove himself, try and get a big contract. He's going to try and have his best season. That's what I like about the 1-year contract.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you give out these big money contracts and the player relaxes. You know, look at Willie Adamas. There's no pressure on him to perform, or not as much. There is pressure, but not as much pressure to perform well because he's got his money and his family's set.
Yeah, that's true. And I think Arraez, right? He's still fairly. I don't think he's even 30 yet, right? He's still pretty
I think
damn
he's
young.
28. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Now let me get your opinion on this. All right, we kind of ran this whole Arraez thing into the ground.
Yeah.
What? How do you feel? And I see you, Armand. Fucking Mets. What do you think about Framber Valdez? Do you think it could happen? Where do you put your eye? You think it's say 50%, 80%, whatever. Where do you think the chances are in Giants getting Framber?
30%. 30%. Or 33. I think it's between 3 teams. I think it's between the Giants. I think it's between the Orioles, and I think it's between the Mets.
Mets. Yep. Now, and I've been saying this, I don't think the Giants or the Mets are going to get beat out by the Orioles. I can't see that. I think it's between the Mets and the Giants. I think that's where it's coming down to. I really do. And it's interesting to see how this one all plays out.
To me, because of where the Giants are at, and he's got the qualifying offer attached.
Yes.
Which would take away the 2nd round pick. But you're basically going all in with Chapman, Adames.
Yes, and Liam.
I wouldn't care about the qualifying offer.
And you know what? Hey, let me bring in Armand. Armand's a Mets fan. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll bring him in. And we'll talk about this. What's up, Armand?
Hi, Eric. Hi, Liam. And I want to thank you, Liam, because I've been preaching this every time I've been on here in the offseason. Guys with 2 years of control, the issue for trading with them is the lockout because you're only going to get 1 year of starts because the owners are going to sit on their third leg and die on the hill for a cap and will miss a whole year. And essentially, that's why Joe Ryan hasn't gotten traded. Pablo Lopez hasn't gotten traded. Donovan's not getting traded because you are going to essentially be like trading for Scooble.
Yeah.
But teams that they're going to want the 2 year package of control for those players and not a 1 year.
Yeah.
No,
you're never going to come to an agreement. Yeah.
No,
you're not. But to go back to Framber, right? One thing the Giants have done, and I talked about it, and again, I don't know if this is a precursor to any kind of move. The Giants, they traded away 2 players, and they were able to get $500,000 worth of international money. That's the $500,000 that they lose if they signed to Framber Valdez because of the qualifying offer. Next year, the Giants got the 4th pick in the 1st round. Guess what? If you're going to get Framber Valdez, I don't care about that 2nd round pick. You got Framber Valdez, man. I'm okay. And you made up the difference in the international money by trading those 2 guys. So that helps the Giants. Again, you still got to go out there and you got to give the paycheck, right? The paycheck has to be there. Whether or not they're going to be able to do that, though, is a different story. So, I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear because I haven't really got a chance to catch up on you about Framber. What is your feeling where Framber goes?
I think it's between the Giants and the Orioles.
You think so?
Knowing my Pobo, David Stearns, and I'm not going to crap on him. He has done his due diligence on Framber, Gallen, and all the free agents. He's done that all off season. I just think right now we have 6 starters right now in the rotation locked in. We would have to trade one of them. We got Freddie P, McLean. Please don't get hurt in the WBC, I beg you. Or else that's just gonna that will ignite our fan base. McLean, David Peterson, Senga, Holmes, who's also in the WBC, Manaea. I got Jonah Tong, who's going to start in AAA. I got Christian Scott coming back from Tommy John. So, there's 8 starters right there. So, we would have to open up a rotation spot via trade, and it would either be Peterson or Senga, and I don't think people want Senga. The Mets would have to eat money on that. And I don't know if they're going to eat money on Senga and then go sign a Framber or even a Gallon. Because remember, we're at the Steve Cohen tax. So whatever we're paying Framber or Gallon is double what the actual salary is. Like if we're paying him 30, you're closer into the $40 million range.
Mm-hmm.
The top of the so would it surprise me if one of those two became a Met? No, wouldn't surprise me. I think the Giants and the Orioles, and Rubenstein, the owner of the Orioles, has decided to put money into the team this year.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael Elias decided to grow a set and finally decide to spend. They were the only team. They were the only team interested in Pete Alonso.
Right.
So recent reports, especially Joel Sherman, the linchpin to the Mets offseason was trading away Brandon Nimmo because he was declining fast in the outfield. So he was going to be a DH. He had 5 years left on his deal. He has plantar fasciitis. He has neck issues. He doesn't have arm strength to play the outfield, to throw out base runners. And he also had a no trade clause. So that's why they did the swap for Marcus Semien. Once that happened, that opened up free agency to us. That put Kyle Tucker on the table, but the Mets also looked at it as, if we go after Kyle Tucker, they know that who's coming after him? The Dodgers.
Yeah.
Like no matter what we offered, they would go further.
Right.
They also about Pete Alonso, I wish my Met fans would just get off of it and stop just blaming the Mets. They talked to him. They said, we would want you to be the primary DH 5 out of 7 days, like in a week span. So he'd be a primary DH with occasionally playing first. He agreed to it. He agreed to it because he knew he had no market. And they even told him the max years we're going to go was 4 years. So if he made about 31 million with the Orioles, so you're looking at 4 years, 120 million. As soon as he got the Orioles offer, he ran with it and accepted it. He didn't go to the Mets and Cohen and Stearns, because this was all being talked with David Stearns. Did not go to them to see if they would give him an offer. He just accepted it, and Boris called Cohen and said, we're taking the Oriole deal. So he never gave them a chance. Like I said, he never wanted to be a Met, even though he says Met for life. Never believe a player when they want to be a Met for life, a Giant for life. By the way, when Billy Epler was here as the GM, he offered Pete Alonso a 7-year extension. He declined it, and then he fired his agent and hired Scott Boras. So once you do that, you know you're not in for for life. You're in it for the money, and I don't fault him for it. But don't say you want to be this when we all could see the dominoes.
Right. You got to be careful with what was said.
Speaking of dominoes, Eric, if you sign Framber, then why can't you go out and trade for a Joe Ryan?
No. Joe Ryan's going to cost them. If they couldn't get Freddie Peralta for 1 year, there's no way they're going to be able to afford.
Glenn, we were just talking about that. It's all due to the lockout. Because he has 2 years of control, you're essentially only trading 1 year starts. Because if the owners are going to lock the players out and the whole season's going to be missed, you're only getting 1 year starts with Joe Ryan. He still becomes a free agent.
So you're going to limit yourself? What are we going to do, Eric? If you don't get Framber, then what's your next move? Because we still got to get that pitcher. Who will it be? Are you going to just limit? Are you going to narrow yourself, your options, by saying we can only get a guy for 1 year?
So who's he talking?
They've got to add pitching.
They got to add pitching.
There's Zach Gallen. Like it or not, like after Framber and Zach Gallen, there's a drop off.
That's what I'm saying.
Eric, you can't be picky and choosy at this day and age and being this close to spring training. I remember during the season after the cross-up, you were dead set against Framber Valdez. Yeah. You were so like
Ranger. I want Ranger. I wanted Ranger.
You wanted Ranger.
Yes.
And then when the ownership articles started coming out about not putting out another big contract, that turned you. that said, you know what? I don't care if it's Framber. So, and I'm just saying this because we're closer to spring training. Don't say no to Gallen. I get he's coming off a down year. And I said he should have been one of the guys that coming off a down year should have accepted the qualifying offer, like Trent Grisham did coming off a spectacular season with the Yankees and outsmarting the Yankees and taking the QO. Zach Gallen should have taken the QO to outsmart the Diamondbacks.
Let me review, shall I? Framber, Lou, Sacramento, Glenn, Milwaukee.
You said Milwaukee, that's right.
Armand, San Diego Padres. And Eric,
Orioles.
Baltimore Orioles. So those were the picks. Armand had Bo going to the Mets, which was cool. Eric and I both said Toronto. And you said Ranger. What did we see? I said Ranger to the Jays. Armand said Baltimore. Eric said the Phillies. Joe Ryan, I had as wild card. A wild card. So
now here's the thing. Couple of things real quick.
Looks like
people talking about Giolito being a backup. Yesterday there was news that the Orioles were interested in Giolito. So that started making me wonder, all right, well, maybe this is starting to point to maybe the Giants getting Framber. So we'll see what happens. But here's the thing. With the signing of Arraez, guess what? Where is he going to be on the 40-man? He can't be on the 40-man. You know why? Because the 40-man is full. Who is going to be the unfortunate soul, if you want to say, that's going to have to come off the roster for the San Francisco Giants? Is there going to be another trade?
Encarnacion or Matos.
Is it going to be a trade? Yep. Is it going to be a DFA?
It'd be a DFA.
Somebody's going to have to come off.
It'd be
what did I tell you last night, Eric? Smart teams wait for the Giants to just release them.
You don't have to trade. We talked about that. Luis Matos, Tristan Beck, Keaton Wynn, Encarnacion, McRae, Tyler Fitzgerald. There's Vita. Tyler Fitzgerald is another guy. Do the Giants need Tyler Fitzgerald? With the emergence of Christian Koss and how well he's done, I'm okay with letting Fitzgerald go. Maybe he's going to be part of a trade. So those are the guys, the usual suspects that we're going to have to be looking at as far as.
If it was down to me, I'd get rid of Encarnacion. If it was down to me,
Encarnacion. Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's I think you're right on the money, Eric. Fitzgerald. Why do we need 3 second basemen?
You don't, right? And that's one thing. As far as Encarnacion, the Giants don't have that big righty bat coming off the bench. Encarnacion feels that, but would I miss him? No, I would not miss him if they get rid of Encarnacion.
I just can't believe
not his 25% strikeout rate off the bench either, Eric.
Yeah. That's not
bringing him in off the bench. It's going to be in key situations, and he strikes out a quarter of the time. Has a hard time getting the bat on the ball.
I want some Mexican guy.
No. Right. And to go back to Zach Gallen now, he's got a qualifying. If I'm going to spin on a guy with a qualifying offer, it's going to be Framber. I'm not spending money on Gallen. I'm not going to look, the second round pick, I could care less. The 500,000 or the 500,000 on the international. Is that what you want to risk in getting a Zach Gallen? I don't know, man.
No. I think that's why.
If you're gonna do it, you got to get right. Go for the gusto. Don't settle for and then still pay the penalty.
Not with the roster he's putting together, Eric. Not with what he's putting together. It's win now. We've talked about that. It's win now. Why would you settle?
Right. Where would you put the Giants, guys? Let me do another poll. Glenn, take it over. I'm going to put a poll. What are the Giants trying to do in 2026? I'm going to put a poll out there.
All right. I kind of agree with Steve. Dom Smith would be a great guy off the bench.
Oh,
you're going to get him cheap.
He would be.
He proved what he can do.
But I don't know if that's what he wants to do.
Former New York Met. Armand. By the way, how are you guys doing tonight? Got a couple of guests in here.
I'm doing good.
Good, yeah.
Good, Liam.
Well, it's basically so.
I jumped in off your conversation there. I had to go over to the radio studio for a few minutes. Armand, what say you when you see a comment? I saw a couple of dandies up here. Jeez. I'm trying to find them. If I don't, guys in the chat saying our defense and our offense just went down the tubes getting Arraez. How do you respond to that?
Well, you could question his defense because it's not good at any position. He is a DH. But I look at the Giants and, like, you don't have the farm system. And whatever the Cardinals were asking for Donovan, it's like, do you really want to run it back with Casey Smith, Fitzgerald, Cross? Like, the Giants had to do something. And this is something I think they needed to do. Now, do I think he's in the best lineup for the way he hits? No, I think he needs to be in a lineup that has a lot of athleticism, like the Brewers, because you could do a lot of hit and run, a lot of stolen bases. The Reds with Ellie De La Cruz and a lot of those guys. Mm-hmm. He would have fit that lineup much better, but he does help out this lineup. Now, I think you need to bat him at the bottom of the order with Lee, 8-9, so he could get on base for Willie, Devers, and who's ever the third hitter up at 1, 2, 3.
Hang on there, Armand.
A special guest appearance, Lou Marsden, on tonight's edition of Giant Sports Talk Live.
Really looking forward to see what our buddy Lou has to say today.
Lou, what's up, man?
Hey, guys,
Lou was taking part in the Lumberjack Challenge on a Saturday. Had to go get a big meal afterwards. Look at this outfit he's got on.
Sorry, man. It's cold out here. It's my only jacket. Hey, first of all, sorry. My fault. I was ready, and then a friend of ours who just got out of the hospital, they were surprising at a restaurant. Couldn't do anything, but I did listen to the first part of the show. One of the things I think about is I cannot remember the last time the Giants actually had a professional hitter, right? And I think it's one of those things where last year, especially with the Giants and runners in scoring position, there were so many opportunities.
Yes.
If you had Lewis up, he would at least given you a sacrifice fly, a line shot, something other than a strikeout. That really what we did a lot.
The quality at bat, Lou. Quality at bat, Lou.
Yeah, because I kept thinking, Bill Madlock was a professional hitter. I just can't really remember. Will Clark might have been a professional hitter, but all these other guys weren't professional hitters. And I think the key thing is the Giants in 48 hours. I almost feel like Armand. When Armand was here, he was sort of complaining about his Mets. We've been complaining for 4 months. We Giants haven't done anything. And then in 48 hours, we've done something to at least make the team better. And really, that's all we've asked. I know they're little baby steps, but, it's been a while where, hey, we got a new center fielder. Defensively, it helps. But here's the other thing that nobody's really talking about. And you guys might have, so I'm sorry if it's overlap. Everyone criticizes his defense, but that's why you have guys like Chapman at third, who's a Golden Glove. That's why you have Adames, who's a good shortstop, to help the guy at second, and then hopefully you have Devers at first that can become that level. All we talk about is this guy's shitty defense. Oh, he can't do anything. Yeah, he can hit, but who cares? Well, it's the same thing. It's the complete opposite of Chapman, where, Chapman was batting, 180 with runners scoring position. Now you're getting a guy, 3-time champion, 3 different teams. And the other thing, too, and I think we've spoken about this a lot, and then I'll let you guys go. We have a guy that's actually built for Oracle Park. He hits the angles. He hits it down the lines. He makes contact. I think Armand brought up a great point. Bat him, down, where they can overlap. Because I think we criticize, at least me and Glenn and me and Eric, so many times the 7, 8, 9 was the worst in baseball. Bailey was one of the worst. I know he had probably the 2 biggest hits of the season, but he was horrible batting 9th. You had the same thing when Lee batted 8th. I mean, I don't know how many times in a row he would just bat to second. It was like a game. You pitch to Lee, rounder to second, he's out. So I think, you got to think sometimes the positive, but at least they're doing something. And it's only 1 year. If the Giants aren't good, you can always trade them at the trade deadline with a team that needs it, someone like maybe Toronto that needs another bat off the bench.
Lou makes great points right there. Great points, right? It's a 1 year. And I've been saying that too. It's a 1 year deal. But hey, it's a missing aspect, right? Glue. This is a missing aspect of the San Francisco Giants. Just to make even, like I said, if he gets a hit, great. But damn, just to make contact. How many times do we pull our hair out? It's like, come on, just
Eric,
get that guy over.
24 times I think he struck out last year.
Something like
that. Giants probably average that every person in our lineup monthly. So I'm just telling you, it's a drastic change. Again, defense, I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. They're making it like it was Steve Sachs, in the late 70s, early 80s, where he couldn't throw to second base. It's not like that. But, hopefully, as Eric said, hey, he can sit down with Wash, help out defensively. Again, maybe they didn't have the good coaching in San Diego. The Giants have always been known because when you really look at it, look at the guys we have now. Our coaches have tried to help guys out in the outfield. But here's the other thing, $11 million. Would you rather have Luis Arraez or Yaz for that amount?
Well, Luis Arraez, of course.
There you go.
And look, hey, there's our buddy Greg. Got Wash to help the defense.
Yeah.
That's right, Juan Washington. I've got it. Let me wait. We got 2 Rons, right? Ron Washington, Ron Wotus. They should be able to work with the right, Lou. Hey, from the very beginning, as soon as Vitello was hiring all his coaches, what was everybody saying? They're going to be able to work with the young guys. The defense is going to be better, right? Well, wouldn't that be true for a guy who's already been in the league for years, right? Look what he did with Marcus Semien. Marcus Semien was in the league for a while. And what was he able to do with him? He was able to turn him into a damn near a Gold Glove freaking middle infielder. So it's okay. If we could sit there and say that those 2 are going to be able to work with the young guys, well, we should be able to say the same for the older guys. So I got a feeling that Luis Arraez's defense will be better at second base with those 2 guys. Now, is it going to be Gold Glove and all this? No, I think he'll be able to be serviceable. And if he's serviceable at second base, with the way he's able to get those the hits by contact, I just
do the basics, okay. And then that gives us Casey as a super utility that can play all 4 infield positions. A win-win at least.
And I think Eric, Lou agrees with me. He did the other night. Lou, we've been fielding. It seems like for as many great comments, he got insane, being insane as usual tonight. Insane is just all over the can't field. Did we really get better? You can't build a team. Eric, you agreed with me earlier. You cannot build a team structured one-dimensional.
No.
So you want to build a team that's completely defense? Well, then you're gonna lose your games 3-2 or 2-1. You got to have balance, and he brings balance to the lineup. He can hit. He's probably the best hitter in baseball. Arguably right now, Eric. He's you talk about bat on the ball. He's going to give you quality at bats. A team that had guys up until May of last year, or early June, batting 180. How many times were we at the ball game, Lou, or watching on the tube? How many times do you see Bailey come up with runners at second and third? It's a sure out. You got to have guys who have the ability to drive in the runs. You're not going to win unless Eric, I know you love pitching. You can have the greatest pitching staff in the history of baseball. But if you lose every game 1-0,
yeah.
And this team, you can't live on the long ball.
Got to score runs.
Yeah, you can't live on the long ball. The usual Giants lose 4-3. Giants, 4 runs on 10 hits. The Dodgers, the Giants, 3 runs on 4 hits and 1 walk. That's the other problem. Now you have a guy that can hit. If they're going to pitch around him, at least you got another guy on the, on the bases. That was the other big problem. The Giants, they just didn't take walks. I mean, we had so many, missed opportunities, and this will help it. Let's see what JB brings to the thing.
And Eric, something I was just thinking about is when we were looking at the potential lineups, what we could see entering the season. Why would you not have a guy like Arraez up near the top of the lineup where he's going to, dude, that puts all of a sudden, they're going to have to, if he can get on base and they've got to pitch to an Arraez, then they've got to pitch to a Devers and they've got to pitch to an Adames. He's putting pressure on the pitcher. He's just, Lou, I'm all in, dude. I am so excited. I think that the fortunes of this team changed today offensively in a huge way. And we couldn't have got a better deal. The 1 year and this money. What a steal. What a steal. Undervalued.
All right, let me hit this super chat and I go back to Liam here. CBT be damned. Sign Framber. They haven't had to trade anyone so far this season, so they've got capital if they make it to July with a winning record. Encouraging move, being honest. Go Giants is our good buddy from the land down under. Look at that. Donates 10 Australian. Big ones, man. Thanks.
Well,
JB.
it is an international show, Eric. We got Liam here. We
Look
got
at this.
JB.
We got people everywhere. We got people in the Bay Area. We got people in Canada. We got people in the UK. We got people
Dodgers fans.
East. Man, we got people all over the damn place, man. We're expanding, I tell you.
New York, New Jersey.
Right.
Award winners from Jersey, by the way. I mean, award winners.
I want to ask Liam, now with Arraez primarily, looks like he's going to play second base. I mentioned it the other day. I thought he would be a fantastic utility guy coming up with this because you could play all three infield positions. He could play third, short, second, and first. Oh, you're muted, Liam.
We'll get back to
I still
Liam
can't hear you, buddy.
We'll get back to him.
We'll get back to you. We'll get back to you. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, let me ask Lou. I'll go to Lou with that one since you just joined us. How do you like that? Do you like having Casey Schmidt as that super utility guy?
Sure. I think one of the things it really does with this pickup, I don't know who they're going to take off the 40 because remember they made the trade yesterday because someone's going to have to go off.
Yeah.
But the thing about Casey is I still think he's probably a year and a half away. So now there's less pressure on him coming off his surgery. I think he's good, but as we saw last year, he was good at times. You know, he'd be good for 2-3 weeks at times, and then he would sort of like, where is he? And I think it's less pressure on him now because it's sort of the same way. You have a pitcher that pitches the seventh inning, he pitches great, but as soon as he goes to the ninth, it's a different type of game. And I think for Casey right now, being young and everything, you know, it's less pressure because you're going to fill in for 2 days and you get 2 days off. You know, they wanted him to start. You know, last year when Casey went down, he played third. And the other thing, too, is a lot of times these guys, they all have egos. But when you play good for 2 weeks and then you go back on the pine for a week, it sort of ruins it. Now that you know what your job is as a super utility, maybe playing 4 games of the week, all mental really helps. And as Glenn brought up too, we now have a bench. You know, we really do have a bench. Now, I think we still need to get one more for a good bench, but it's better than what we had. You know, you go back 48 hours, it was like, you know, we had 500 pitchers out of 510 on our 510-man roster. You know, now they're at least doing something to make our team better. And this one little move, I think, is more exciting than Bader. You know, you actually now have a guy that's going to really help the offense and a guy that we all know just make contact, we're going to score a run. He could do that. Now, again, I don't know where he belongs. I thought either for him a leadoff hitter or maybe a good number 2. Armand thought maybe on the bottom lineup. You know, I'm just not sure the right answer. The one thing is I'd like him to maybe be higher up so I don't have to see our overrated third baseman batting 4th all the time. I think he's a great 6 hitter, maybe 5th, but more of a 6 hitter. I don't want him batting leadoff all the time. You know, Chapman batting 4th is like, that's not a winning combination. You know, he's better batting 5th, and he's a great 6-man hitter. You know, like sort of how we talk about Webb, where Webb's not an ace, but if we were to get Framber, he's now the best number 2 pitcher in baseball. So, you know, you got to sort of take it and leave it, but I'm very excited. You know, me and Glenn are both excited because we actually have a guy that is a professional hitter. And like I said, I can't remember a real professional hitter. You know, I mean, someone said Al Oliver. I don't remember that, but I remember Will Clark, you know, was a great hitter. And this guy also, besides putting the ball in play, doesn't strike out, but he can hit all fields. It's not a pure pull hitter, you know, all fields. And, you know, he just makes everybody else a little bit better on the offense.
Lou, I'm glad you agree with me. I think this was 2-dimensional move because look who you got. No question about the quality of at-bats. You just made that bench better because you've got a guy who he's proven he's pretty serviceable at the plate too, who now slips over to your bench and can play second base, can play first base, can play third if you want. You've just, the value of your bench is increased by this move alone.
Lieberman, let me ask you that question now. Get back to you. Casey Schmidt as a super utility guy, do you like it?
Well, I mean, how can you not like it? I mean, can you hear me first of all? Yeah, yeah. I mean, the guy can play all the positions. He's a good defender at all the positions. He's got the power, so if you need to pinch hit late in the game, down 3 runs, he could hit one in the stands. And it's just depth. It's all about the depth. He's good, fun guy, good for the bench, good for Vitello. So yeah.
Man, I'm telling you.
I will say about.
I'm just waiting for that.
One thing I'll say about Arraez.
Oh, go ahead.
Is I'm kind of with Armand, as in, I like to see people on base for him to drive in with the contact. A guy on third, 1 out. If he's leading off, he's setting the table, and you've got to rely on Adames and Chapman who strike out a ton to move him over. So for me, I'd like him down in the lineup, put the contact in. He doesn't even have to get a single if the guy's at third and less than 2 outs. And he's the ultimate guy at contact. So
great point. Great point.
Yeah, and then the thing is, and that's the start of the game, because once the game gets going, it doesn't matter who the hell the leadoff hitter is anymore, right? It's only in the beginning of the game where you really where that matters, because as the game unfolds, you may come to the point where the leadoff hitter is not in the correct spot in the lineup to knock the guy in. It may be the 7th or 8th guy that has to make that key hit. So again, it lengthens the lineup. They did it with Bader. With Bader, it's all about. See, Bader was a little bit different, right? It was all about the defense and not so much about the hitting. With Luis Arraez, it's all about the hitting and not so much on the defense. So it's interesting how the Giants are doing this, but they're piecing it together. And look, one thing I'll give credit to, the Giants haven't stopped. They keep adding on, and they're adding on, and they're getting depth in the pitching. The only thing they're lacking is that one big contract for a starting pitcher. But look, is Hauser and Malley, are they okay? Yeah, they're okay. I'm not saying that they're horrible, but you just need that guy for that 3-headed rotation. And as far as the lineup, they addressed the needs. What was the biggest need the Giants needed? They needed a guy that could make contact, right? They needed that. They needed a contact. They got it in Arraez. They needed to upgrade the outfield defense. They got it with Harrison Bader, right? They needed depth in the rotation. Well, they got it with Hauser and Malley. The last thing they need to do is to get that damn co-ace. And I know Glenn and Lou, you guys aren't high on Webb, but Webb is an ace. He's an ace. And if you got him with Valdez, both of them who could throw damn near 200 innings, we know Webb can, and Valdez is close to it, that helps the bullpen. So now you're not putting all that pressure on the bullpen. Robbie Ray, I'm guessing, should have a better year for the simple fact last year was his first year back after Tommy John. So I think he went, 150 innings. Those last, 30 innings or so, though, were pretty brutal because he was losing it. But now he's built up a little bit more, so I got a feeling he's going to be able to go deeper. So you got 3 guys, man. And if you get into a short series, I like my chances.
They've got to add. They've got to add another pitcher. Got to. They're one injury away from the whole season being blown up.
Yeah, but they're one pitcher away from, with what they've added, they're one pitcher away from Eric. This is going to be if they added a pitcher, Eric, this is a hell of an offseason.
Hell of an offseason. Hell of an offseason. All right, let me read this again. And Glenn, you heard a little bit about this. John Shea wrote an article. It's a quote from Dusty Baker at Sacramento's Fan Fest. And this is exactly what Dusty Baker, this is in quotes. I love Framber. It just seems like baseball uses certain guys to set pace standards for that particular free agent. I think he's talking about Dylan Cease on that one, by the way.
Absolutely.
One thing I know, Framber is in shape and he's ready. No matter if he has signed or not, this guy works. But can we afford him? So there you go. And what I want to know, something's chirping in the back of my head is, how does he know Framber is in shape? How does he know he's ready? It makes me wonder if Dusty Baker, maybe he visited Framber or wherever he is. Maybe. Obviously, he loves the guy. Remember, that's the question I was asking, because people were saying Framber is a cancer. We don't want him. Well, no, I don't think that's the case, because otherwise, Dusty Baker may not have had such a glowing review on Framber Valdez. He's not beholden to Framber. He could say whatever he wants, but he's coming out saying he loves the guy. He's in shape. He's ready to go. The question is, will the Giants pony up? That's the biggest question. And why can't they? It's the Giants. They got plenty of money. So what are you scared of?
They've got to. Lou, you think they have to, Lou, because with this move today, I mean, this team got better today. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, they've done like 70%. 100% is needed. They've done 70%. You got to do the last 30% to complete.
Yeah. You know,
if not, then you still have a drastic hole. But they're getting there. You know, they're taking little baby steps by getting someone like Framber. I mean, you got to remember too, we still have a problem with our bullpen. You know, our ninth inning guy, maybe eighth. You know, we're depending on guys that have never really done it before. Last year, our ninth inning guy was horrible. He was like Jekyll and Hyde. He'd have one good game and then two horrible. So, you know, but getting Framber helps because of the innings and the length. You know, too many times last year, Armand would go to bed, wake up, and the Giant highlights were on and go, God, they only went 3 2/3 inning. I wonder who blew it in the bullpen. Because that's what the Giants were known for. Except for Webb, it was always 3 innings, 4 innings. Oh, my God. You watch the Giant games, how in the hell is our starting pitchers at 100 pitches still in the 4th inning? You know, it seemed to happen all the time. And getting someone like Framber, another lefty. And the other thing, too, is if you can get 2 lefties, you know, most teams don't have 2 lefties that are studs. It's 2 righties.
No, good point.
And that's the point where, you know, especially like against the Dodgers.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Thinking outside, you know, you got to think that way. So it's something where, hey, you're 70% there. Finish the job.
Could you imagine that? You go up against the Dodgers and you got to face Shohei, Tucker, Freeman, and who do we have on the mound? Framber, Ray. Come on, man. Yes, I'm talking about competing against the Dodgers. Yes.
Bader is not an average center fielder. I watched this highlight reel today. Watch this highlight reel today. This guy goes and gets it. I'm wondering about him playing a whole season, being your everyday guy in center field. He has gotten injured, but to say he's an average center fielder, not even close. Not even close.
He's better than average. All right, let me take a look at this poll.
Wheels. You see how many balls he took away? I don't know if you saw it, Armand. How many he went over the fence and took away alone last year?
Armand saw him when he played for the Mets. How did you like his defense there, Armand?
His defense was fine. His offense was bad. During the 2024 playoff run, that's why he got benched for Tyrone Taylor. That's why we didn't bring him back, because he wasn't great offensively for us, and he got benched for Tyrone. You get benched for Tyrone Taylor. Yeah. I mean,
Phillies fans are pretty upset, though. I was watching the Phillies channel, Eric, and the fans are pissed.
He hit for them. I mean, well, thanks to the Mets, because we stole both from them.
And then, hey, guys, I just want to bring up one point. Since Armand said when he played with the Mets, you got to remember, Philly is like a Cracker Jack box. It's a hitter's ballpark. You got to have a good center fielder. Now he's going to a ballpark where if he can play 95% defense at Oracle, it's going to show his true talent. Because Oracle, you know, with Triples Alley, you know, the alleys themselves, you know, and, you know, if you have pitchers, there's going to be balls all over. Just signing him could save a half a run a game, you know, or a half a game a series where, you know, as we saw last year, we were 3 games away and making the playoffs. Now you got Arraez, you know, we're starting to creep up where, you know, I don't know if Glenn did his total where maybe instead of 75 to 76, now he's maybe thinking 500. You know, you get Framber, now you're talking maybe 85 in Glenn's mind. You know, anything's possible.
Propa,
somebody's
look
saying
at
that
this.
they should trade Lee. I don't think they trade Lee, Eric. You
They're not
can't trade an
trading Lee.
outfielder when you
They're
need
not
an
trading
outfielder.
Nobody's going to
You're not
want
getting
Lee's
it.
contract.
No,
and
no,
you're not getting anything in return for him.
he's going to opt out in 2
Right.
years. All right, Propa, $2. Thank you, Propa. Appreciate it. Who can they still add to the bullpen? It's a good question, man. That is a hole that the Giants do need to fill. But let's talk about this. Can we sit here and say, with the moves that are coming in, right? We are all, to include me, we are pretty damn critical of the front office. But look how many moves that Buster Posey has been able to do, and yet they are still under the CBT.
They're smart.
They added San Martin, the reliever. They added Hintages, a reliever. They added Foley, a reliever. They added Gregory Santos on a minor league deal. They added Hossie on a minor league deal. They added Susak on the Rule 5 draft. They added Hauser. They added Mauli. They added Bader. They added Arraez. They have done a shit ton of work. Now, are all those guys like superstars? No. But are they MLB guys? Yeah, they are. I mean, come on. Not your entire roster cannot be full of Shohei Ohtanis and Mookie Betts. But they have done, when you put it in a hole, the Giants have done an awfully good amount of work in this offseason. And yet they haven't broken the bank. You still could go out there. I mean, and am I saying that they're not going to exceed the CBT? No, they could still exceed the CBT, but not to such an egregious amount. Because if you go out there and if you sign a Framber Valdez, you will exceed the CBT, but it ain't going to be by like $50 freaking million. So you still could go out there, sign Framber, and you're freaking cooking with gas, man. Come on.
And you can
See, Lou, you got guys like this. Bader's 32. He's been injured, so we don't see him as a great center fielder. He's on the downslope. Yeah, there are guys in again tonight, Lou. They're just not happy. Go ahead, Lee.
Here's the thing. I don't understand how these guys say that, but they love Chapman.
No, he's a Dodger. He's a Dodger fan.
Okay. Well, you know what? Hey, we're doing what we have the best we can. I think that's the one thing we got to. Sorry, we're not like the Dodgers. Our people are doing what we're doing right now is just trying to survive this year. That's all I care about. We got to do what it is. So, the other thing too, it's sort of ironic. They did it now, so it can be in the news tonight, tomorrow, because with the Super Bowl in town, that's going to be all about sports. But the other thing now is you have literally the Fan Fest I didn't even know the Fan Fest is the same day as our day at Tommy's. So go to the Fan Fest and then come meet us at Tommy's. But great way to do it is you're now going to have the one in San Francisco where you want to go. Like, they asked Eric the other day, hey, Eric, you going to go to the Fan Fest in Sacramento? 48 hours ago, he goes, why? Like, why would I want to go? You know what I mean? Now you have people saying, hey, this team is starting to get me excited. The only thing I've seen of Giants merch is Glenn. Glenn always has a Giant hat or a Giant from 1903 baseball card. Just these two moves, you're going to start seeing the merch around the city again. Oh, yeah, the crab. And the crab. I'm sorry, I forgot about that, Glenn. But you know what I mean, Eric? It's putting the Giants in the news. It's making them a priority, and it's making Oracle Park now an experience. You're going to go, you're going to see a better team. They're going to be exciting. And, before I know it, God, I'm pretty fired up. I wouldn't have left dinner to come see you guys. I know you guys are good looking. But
hey, Eric,
like this, it got me excited.
Eric, a lot of people in the chat now, they're running with things, and I know he's a Dodger fan now, but when people say Bader's below average, not what I saw. And the bottom line is Buster, by that move, every move Buster has made, Eric, has made the Giants better than last year. These moves are adding up.
They are. In the totality of it, it's better. The lineup specifically. Now, the Mauli and the Hauser, look, it's depth. That's what I'm going to say. I mean, I'm not trying to disparage them. And I know Bruce Bochy has talked great about Mally, but he talked about him being a number 1 or number 2, but he said when healthy. And that's the biggest bugaboo with Mally is when's the last time he's gone out there and had a full season where he's been healthy. It hasn't been very often, right?
What did you got that last year? Tell me what he bet. What did
260 something, right? Wasn't it?
So that's holding you back? I'm not, dude. He's a piece. It's who you put around these players. I think Jung Hoo's fine.
Helps.
He batted 266. Jung Hoo was
266, and yet we had a 300 hitter. Oh no, bad move. Eric, it's one of those situations, dude. The people who don't like him won't like him, and the people with knowledge like Lou, Eric, sometimes Armand, we know what we're talking about here.
So
sometimes
Tyler Mahle, he's only had 1 year where he had 33 starts.
Yeah,
that was in 2021.
Yes.
Last year he had 16 starts.
You know what?
16 starts.
I tell you what, I would love to see Mally in the freaking bullpen, to be honest with you. You're paying him bullpen money, $10 million for 1 year. That's bullpen money. Armand, when are you going to be on WFAN?
That's a dog and pony show. I could care less about WFAN. They could stay the circus they are.
They've canned everybody, moved people around, and what a joke. They were the first all sports radio station. And now they act like it's amateur hour over there.
Oh, here we go. John Collins. I'm starting to see it now. In Posey we trust. I tell you what, like I said, man, and Liam, let me get your thoughts on this. In the totality, right? I think Buster Posey's accomplished a pretty tough task because everyone was saying they got holes all over the place. How are you going to do this? I think he's done a pretty good job. I think if they could get Framber, dude, you want to talk about it's just the cherry on top on a masterful offseason. Look, I'll come out and say it. Yeah, right. I'll come out and say it because now we're starting to see the direction that the team has taken.
And I think he's got the balance correct with these one year deals because of the lockout, you've got to be smart how you're spending the money. And the 1 year deals, I'm normally not a fan of 1 year deals, but with the upcoming lockout, it's absolutely the way to go. And then you add the big contract. Yeah, you take the shot on the big contract. Not 2 or 3 years, but 4, 5 years. Sign that guy. I'm talking about Framber Valdez. Sign that guy. To me, he's just as good as Logan Webb. Perfect pitcher if you're trying to face the Dodgers. And if he does that, then I don't think he really could have had a better off season.
Absolutely. Hey, let's take a look at this. Take a look at this. Sarah Langs, sports writer. Luis Arraez had a 3.1 strikeout rate last season, the lowest by a qualified hitter in a season since 1995. Tony Gwynn at 2.6. Last qualified Giants hitter with a strikeout rate that low, 1955. Don Mueller, 1.9. There you go.
Attaboy.
So there you go. That tells you what he brings to the table. Yes, he doesn't have the power, but he makes the contact, and that's what the Giants need, man.
Who cares, Eric? Does it always have to be the sexy power? Dude, build a competitive team.
Build a team.
If you got a lineup of 9 power hitters, you're not going to win. You're not going to win.
Eric, nobody hits homers at Oracle. So at home, being a guy like him, he'll probably lead the team in doubles and triples, which is fine for me.
And that's
all I want him to do.
Hey,
it's okay.
When's the last time the Giants had a 200 hitter? When's the last time? Did Will Clark ever have 200 hits? I'm guessing he did, right? He had to have. I think that's where you go back. I think that's the last player. If anyone wants to Google it, who was the last Giant to get 200 hits in a season? TB donates $2, says Arraez was number 125 in WAR. See, and here's the thing. I understand it. Why is his WAR so low? Because of his defense. It's not going to be because of his offense. His defense, we all know that his defense is not where it needs to be. But that's not something that should be detrimental. If you got the guys in house to be able to coach them up, well, you should be okay. We'll see. It could be an absolute disaster at second base. I don't know. But let's see what happens.
Here's my question. Last year, I remember him playing first base a lot.
He did.
I think there's a big difference playing defense at second and playing defense at first. First is a lot more tougher. You know, you're getting the balls from all, you know what I mean? I mean, there's a chance to it. So maybe just give him a chance at second. I don't know how bad his defense was at second, because last year, at least when the Giants played the Padres, he was always at first. But he's not going to have to play first.
No, he's playing
second. We have Devers and we have that. So everyone, give him a break. You know,
I looked it up, Eric.
What's that? Go ahead.
I looked it up from Google AI. Alvin Dark, 1952, 211 hits.
That's the last Giant that had 200 hits.
So the last two that came close but didn't hit 200 hits, Randy Wynn in 05, 195 hits, and Kevin Mitchell, 1989, 189 hits.
Wow, look at that.
What was that year you threw out originally there, Armand?
1952.
Oh, 1952?
Oh, is he asking?
Willie Mays had 200 in 1958.
Well, there you go.
Still Terry.
No, because we were looking at the San Francisco Giants, not the New York Giants.
Ah, okay,
yeah, he was in San Francisco at the time. He was San Francisco. 1958.
There you go, Armand. There's your say, buddy.
Or was it after the 58 season? No, the 58 season was the first year in San Francisco, right? 58?
Yeah. Yeah. Stick that in your pipe, Armand.
No, it was me. I went to the state for him.
You know what? I'm going to stick it when Framber comes to Queens and signs with the Mets. And
dude.
And I already know Eric's going to DM me.
Yeah. Oh, hey, 100% I'm going to. 100% I'm going to.
I will say this.
I just can't understand. I cannot understand, guys, anyone. I cannot understand. Lou, and we've seen them here tonight. I don't know if they're all Dodgers fans. I cannot understand anyone who questions this move. Oh, his defense and his running. But that's why would you want to, Lou? Why would they want to pick a guy? What are they going to say next? Well, he doesn't hit 40 home runs in a season. Who cares? That's not what you signed. You signed a hitter.
We've heard the same thing about Chapman. Same thing as Chapman. Yeah, but his defense saved us a couple things. Nobody ever talks about him batting 190 with runners scoring position, him striking out almost 200 times, him completely useless. The contract is useless. Yeah, but he's good defensively. Well, you can't have your cake and eat it too. We didn't say Luis Arraez's defense was good, but we Giants, you know, and that's why you have somebody good defensively. That's why you signed Bader in center. So if he does have problems at second, you have guys that can cover for him. You know, it's a team. It's not an individual sport. It's not tennis. You know, it's a baseball team.
No IN team, right?
How many times did Chapman come up with runners in scoring position, and if you threw him a slider away or a fastball up, you knew he was going to swing and miss? Absolutely knew it.
At least 85% of the time.
Oh yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible. And look, the Giants have fixed that part where they've linked in the lineup to where, hey, maybe Chapman. And look, to not shit on so much on Chapman, his hand was not the same after he slid back into first. And I think he played hurt the rest of the season, and it was just it was affecting him. But you're not going to come out and say it. He's not going to make excuses, and I'm okay with that.
Okay, well, Eric, the one thing, and I'm going to give Dan his props because he spotted this 2 years ago. If you look at Chapman offensively, he's had in his career, and it was the year of the needle, as you'll say, the juice. He had 1 year where you go, oh my God, look at his stats offensively. But the rest of the times, he has not been good offensively. If you look, when he went to Toronto didn't want him back because he was a disaster. Mm-hmm. You know, and he's always had the strikeout problems. So I'm just saying it's one of those things where You know, our problem with Giant fans, we still think baseball is the same as it was 10 years ago. It's changed. So now, last time I looked, and Glenn brings up this point, it doesn't matter how great you were. It's how you are now. And it always goes to the scoreboard. The team with the most runs wins, not the team with the least errors, not the team with the most stolen bases. It's whoever has the most runs. And, you know, Liam brought up a point. Last year, it wasn't just Chapman. There were other guys that would come up. Bailey in crucial situations. Now, I didn't know he did get the 2 biggest hits, but it was like, oh, my God. Lee with his automatic grounder to second. Dude, just hit the ball. A fly ball, you score a run. The Giants were known for that.
As well.
Yeah. It was, dude, they batted like 170 with runners scoring position. I think the second worst in baseball. You know, the year before that, we led the league in strikeouts. So anything to make our offense a little bit better is fine with me. But, you know, we got to face reality. We need contact hitters. And Arraez is a stud. Guys, you guys got to remember, the guy's had 3 batting titles with 3 different teams in 3 different years. So don't tell me, you know, we're getting a guy that can't play defense. That's not what we're signing him for. We're signing him for his offensive talent. And if Eldridge isn't ready, which, you know, as we saw on the top new list, and everyone got excited, you know, his defense isn't good. Maybe he's not ready to go. So you're going to put Devers at first. Now you have a DH. Now you don't have to worry about his defense. Correct. So everyone just, you know, relax and see what we're doing. And how about a little positive on the signing? You guys are making it like we just signed Johnny LeMaster. You know, I mean, there's a reason behind it. So I think it's an improvement. It makes our offense better.
You know what, Eric? Doesn't Lou bring up a great point about what we deal with here on this channel? If you're going to talk about what he can't do, but yet you're going to go on and say, Bailey's the best framing catcher in baseball, what else does he do? What does he do? He doesn't do anything.
He throws out runners at second base. So he's good.
So you cannot. Well, what was his percentage last couple of years?
It was high.
He had a great rookie year.
It was high. It was great. Look, MLB analysts say he's out of all defenders in every position, they got Bailey at number 1.
With the new rules, is he going to be number 1?
To my point, he's number 1, Eric.
So they are valuing.
But don't tell me, well, he's number 1, so he's the greatest catcher in baseball. He can't hit. He doesn't drive runners in. So don't flip the coin and say that. Well, I don't like Arraez because all he.
No. There's difference. Right. There's a difference here. Yeah. If you want to talk about an all-around player, yeah, Bailey has issues. You want to talk about Arraez as an all-around player? We have issues. Each player is going to have their issues. Whether you're a great glove and a horrible bat, or a great bat and a horrible glove, right? I mean, that's kind of.
You can't shit on one and not the other,
right? Like that's why it's so hard. That's why it's so hard to get a guy who's great at both. It's that's few and far between.
Yeah, but the fans, Giant fans, can't play it both ways. They can't love Bailey for his one dimension and then say that I hate this signing because all he can do is hit. All he can do is hit.
I hear you.
There's no greater hitter right now in baseball. Like Lou said, I brought it up. It's not what you did yesterday, and he's a proven. He does this every year perennially. Yes, you know what you get from Arraez.
Yeah, it's true. That's a fact.
Thank you. Thank you, Buster Posey. Thank you.
Okay, I asked the question, what do you think the Giants are trying to do in 2026? The selections was win, settle, hope and dream, or I don't care. 50% say what they're doing right now is to win in 2026. 13% say settle. 26% say hope and dream. 11%, I don't give a shit. I don't care.
I'm just curious, Eric. Again, I'm in a debatable mood. What did Ohtani and Judge bat? Did they? Judge might have. Did Judge have a higher bat?
Guys, you could do this. You could do this from here until Sunday. A hitter is vague. Yes, Shohei Ohtani is a fantastic hitter. He has an average, he has an on base, and he's got power, right? So it depends. What do you mean by hitter? Are you talking about making contact? Are you talking about making power? Are you talking about doing both? So you got to be careful. You almost have to, in today's baseball, you're going to have to kind of almost be specific as far as what you mean by being a great hitter, right?
Next thing will be in the chat. Yeah, but Eric, he can't pitch. He doesn't pitch.
Is Luis Arraez a great hitter? He's a great hitter. Does he have power? No, he doesn't. Right?
Who cares?
He doesn't.
But
But
not what they signed.
it doesn't mean, right?
That's not what they signed, Eric.
Yes, they signed a guy because he's a contact hitter. That's why. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, guys, I'm about done here. You guys want to keep going? It's up to you guys.
Oh, it's getting, you know what?
We did a long one. Yeah, we did a long one. Armand, Liam, man, thanks for popping in, man. I appreciate it. I hope we could do this again when they sign Framber.
Let me end with one point.
Go for it.
To me, the Arraez deal doesn't mean anything if they don't add another pitcher.
Who's watching TV? I can't even hear Liam. Who's watching TV?
There we go.
That was okay. There we go. We're good.
Armand.
Yeah. To me, the Arraez deal, to me, it takes 76 to 78 wins. I'm not as high as Glenn, but if they add Framber Valdez,
is he still there? Did he die on me?
He's having microphone issues, but I think he gets up. I think Arraez gets them up to. They're competing for a playoff spot.
What did he say? 70 something. He's still in the 70s.
Yeah, I think they go up to 80, at least 80. I think they're competitive, Eric. Remember when we won last year with our pitching was a mess last year. Verlander got us nothing. I mean, he was competing. I give him credit. Verlander was competitive, but his numbers just didn't show it.
Look, the Giants.
And the fact we're losing to the White Sox and the Miami Marlins, and now
even with that, the Giants were third in ERA. They were doing well, and then it started falling apart at the end of the season.
We just fell short last year, Eric, with that team. Now with Arraez and with Bader, the team is slowly getting. And today, I think the bench, like Lou said, I brought that off the top of the show. I thought this was two-dimensional. We made the bench better, and we got a guy who can hit playing second base. So this was a great move, and I think we're competing. Framber makes us a playoff team.
Ooh, okay. All right, Armand, last words. There you go.
I will put, if the Giants sign Framber or Gallen, I put them above the Braves and the Phillies.
Ooh. Wow.
The Braves are really kind of running it back, all due to their injuries. They haven't really made a significant signing. Like, they brought back Kim, but now he fell on ice over season 3, and now he's out. The Phillies are essentially, until they are going to run back the same team. With the difference is Justin Crawford in center field and Andrew Painter in the rotation, and not Ranger Suarez. So they haven't done anything. After they lost Bo, they didn't do anything significant.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, Armand. Thanks again, buddy. We'll see you soon. Liam, we'll talk to you later, buddy. All right, there we go.
There you
How
go.
about that, huh? Again, a recap. What did the Giants do? Well, they went out there and they signed Luis Arraez for 1 year. 1 year, $12 million. And
it's nothing.
Let's see what they do. It's nothing. It's nothing. You're not blocking anybody, and the team is better. And who knows? Maybe they extend him next year.
Finally, insane. Arraez at worst a 280 hitter, and it already improves the lineup. What more? Eric, I'm Mr. Negative. You got Mr. Negative and Mr. Salty down there, and I'm thinking this is a great day in the history of the Giants. We have become a competitive ball club again. With this move today, Eric, count on it.
Yeah, I'd move him up to 82 wins. That's where I'm at right now. Look, and you can plus or minus because you still got to go play the games, but the team is better than it was last year. So go out there and get freaking Framber, baby.
Does Lou happen to know? I can look it up. Lou, do you know what has the over-under on the season moved in the last?
I have not looked yet, but I might not be able to do this show anymore because I predicted Arraez as a Giant, so I'm actually 2 for 8 on those things, so I might as well go on top. No, I think, hey, like I said, the Giants just have not had a professional hitter. I mean, I know we had what's his name who went to the Mets and then he was with San Diego.
Donovan.
Yeah, Donovan. But this guy is so good. He hits everywhere. And what I was trying to say is he's just not a pull hitter. And I think the Giants have a lot of guys that just pull hitter. He sprays everywhere. He's going to use Oracle Park to his advantage.
Yes.
He's going to use the gaps. And I think one thing we've been saying is the Giants have to get players that fit the ballpark. They actually finally got a hitter that fits this ballpark. We don't need, with him, 8 homers will feel like 20. But I'd rather him 3 for 4 with 2 singles and a double. Get things going. Imagine when he comes up and the bases are juiced with nobody out. We're not worried about a ground ball. It's going to be, a gapper, a fly ball down the line, something that's going to keep the rotation of the lineup going. And that's something we've missed.
There you go.
The over-under is at 82 now, Eric. 81.5. So the over-under, I don't know if that's a move.
Still the same. Still the same.
So I think it's going to move by I think it'll move a win or two.
We'll see. Liam says, thanks, guys. It cut out, but I was trying to say to me, Arraez deal only matters if they get Framber as well. Then I believe they will make the playoffs. If they get Framber, I think they may make the
70% of the 100% they need. Good point.
Yep.
And I've never spoken to Liam. I've never heard him. I love his accent. I assume he's from
the UK.
Overseas in England. Oh, UK?
Yeah. Matter of fact, a couple of years ago, he went to a game and he caught a foul ball. As a matter of fact, that was pretty cool.
At Oracle?
Yeah.
God, he's like
it
a
was
little
like
kid.
2 years ago.
Forever.
Yeah, it's like 2 years ago.
So.
All right.
Hey, guys, before we leave again, I just noticed that today when I said it. So, hey, listen, if you're going to the Fan Fest, now that you have a reason, go to the Fan Fest. When you're done, come meet us at Tommy's, and it'll be a great Saturday. Come see
you go.
Giants and then see Future Superstars S3.
Yes, Lou, something you mentioned when you popped in earlier, Lou, and we had our cast of characters here. Good conversation tonight. You said what a big difference 24 hours can make, right? So 24 hours ago, I was saying this was an F, and now they're competitive. Yeah. Indeed. Absolutely. Good call there, Dallas.
Yeah,
that is exactly what happened.
Armand got the 2 big bats. He was sort of like, that's right, I'm a badass again. And we were sort of down in the dumps, and he took it like a man. But now, hey, the Giants might not be making huge moves, but they're making moves. So we're getting close.
They're filling a lot of holes. Now, I'm telling you, as we get the hell out of here.
And Mike, it's Saturday, March 14th from 3 to 7 at Tommy's. Not Tommy's Hop Route, Tommy's Mexican, 24th and Garrett.
Tommy's Mexican.
And we'll start doing promos.
Yeah, we'll be.
And that'll be on the tail.
Exciting Saturday.
Yeah, they got a big morning planned, and then you can join us over at Tommy's.
Your number one source for Giant sports talk and debate. Always has been, always will be. Giant Sports Talk Live.
All right, there's
Good
Liam. Say, Lou, hopefully talk to you more soon. Nice meeting you. There you go. First time you got to meet Liam. Yeah. Liam's awesome, man. Liam is freaking awesome.
Just the accent, it's hard to take him seriously. Am I right, Eric? Glad. Nothing wrong with
Want to take us home? Let's get out of here after a big night of conversation and debate. A lot of debate, too.
Absolutely.
I can't understand it. Big day, Eric.
We will be back Monday at 8 o'clock, but as usual, any news breaks will be on here, just like today. Didn't expect to go on, and all of a sudden, boom, Giants make a move, so we come on here and we start talking about it. All right, let's get the hell out of here, guys. Lou, thanks for popping in. I knew you were busy. Glenn, thanks for popping in. I know you're busy as well. So let's get out of here.
See you Monday.
And sign Framber Valdez. Get it done. We can see it. Just do it, man.
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.